What's going on, family? What is going on? Hey, say it is so. Say it is so. There is infighting going on with the Colorado Buffs, the local media, that is. I'm sure there's infighting going on with the team in the locker room because you got to figure out why they keep giving you a 50 piece. We're not privy to that infighting, but we are privy to the infighting going on with the media. It's spilling out all over the internet, and we're going to talk about it right after my intro. Thank you for joining us. I'll be right back. I got to press play.
BWB, bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Let's get right to work. Let's not waste any time. Yes, sir, there is infighting going on. Man, when your opponent is hanging a 50 piece on you, even family members will start throwing blows. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Ryan, you got Matt McChesney, and all these shows are now, people are fighting. You know what I'm saying? I try to warn Matt and them, and with the DMVR Buff guys, I said, be very careful how close you get to this Prime situation. I know you guys want the ticket. You want to get in there, but you got to be very careful to start hanging out with Uncle Neely and them because you're compromising your anonymity, your press. I'm trying to reach out for these words and try to figure out what happens when you are pressed. You got to keep your neutrality. But if you get in there with Prime because you want to get the exclusives, there's going to be a price to pay. So please understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be throwing stones. You can't be throwing no jabs. Some things you're going to have to agree with. I understand you're pressed, so there's going to be times where you have disagreements. And sometimes you're going to go hard on the team, but you can't really hold much. Well, I guess you can hold people accountable a little bit because Mary Kay does it for the Browns. So DMVR, you can hold them accountable when they lose big. But when things are neutral, what you gonna do? Because you in there. But I'm not holding that against you because you got to play the game. I understand you got to play the game. You're playing the media game. They're playing the actual football game on the field. But us media people, we need some. Can we hold some? Hey, can I hold some, Prime? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Matt McChesney, he's in there. You know what I'm saying? He got the Coach Prime interview. He was excited. You see what I'm saying? He was excited to get the Coach Prime interview. Whatever he had to go through to get that interview, that sit down, he was excited. But you know him. He even interviewed to be on Coach Prime's staff, but he didn't get the job or whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? But he's a little wishy-washy. And I'm sorry to use the term wishy-washy because it's not necessarily wishy-washy on who he is as a person, but every now and then he'll say nice stuff when things are going nice, but when he gets the chance to throw a jab, well, boy, be throwing them jabs, boy, he let them rip, depending on what show he's at. If he's in front of Prime, he'll say, hey, man, he says the right thing. But when he's away at another place, he's throwing jabs and whatnot. And I keep telling y'all be very careful who your friend, because if you're covering Colorado and you want to get up in there, pause, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get up in there, you can't be friends. You got to stay neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't want to be in the in club, right, on the inside. No Diddy, pause. This whole intro is a pause. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get up in there, you got to be very neutral. You're going to have to not cozy up. You know, have shows with Uncle Neely. When you're friendly, I understand you want the pass, okay? But Coach McChesney, you know what I'm saying? He wants to be in there, but then he wants to rip him a thread anytime he wants. I don't know that it works like that, and I don't know if the second interview or follow-up is going to happen. So I don't know. I don't know if that friendly is going to happen, but I brought some clips. You ain't just going to stare at my dark chocolate face. You know what I'm saying, with my gray hair. You ain't just going to stare at me. I brought some evidence, some clips of them talking. I wanted to just give people an opportunity to come in while I do my little, before I play the clips, I'm going to do my little spiel. Yo, Colorado is getting 50 hung on them. Yo, they be scoring like 50 in the first half. Like the first quarter, they be giving them like 48. Like it's getting really messy in Colorado, bro. They're beating Colorado like they don't even know what the word football means. It's like they're playing soccer and the other team is playing American football. You know, that oblong ball, you know, that pigskin shape, like an oblong ball. You know, that thing right there, you know, from Coming to America. Yeah. They're supposed to be playing that. But on the field, it looks like Colorado's playing soccer, the round ball, and the other team is playing football, the oblong shape. You feel me? It's getting ugly. It's getting real ugly. And I position myself kind of right there. I wouldn't say I'm in the middle because then that would be disingenuous. I'm kind of like, you know, I left myself some room for criticism, let's just say. And I lost a lot of subs for that. You know how long it took me to get to 20,000 subs? That's because I said, oh no, y'all ain't about to box me in. I ain't about to be buffed and primed. That was a joke, okay? You ain't gonna catch me buffing and primed. Or prime buffing and me. Yo, that's a name joke, okay? I ain't got nothing against them boys, them BIP boys, okay? I ain't got nothing against them. There was just a casualty of war, casualty of words, okay? Prime and buffing, nothing over here, okay? I said, oh no, that ain't gonna happen. Hey, Buff the Prop, yo, ain't nothing against y'all, what y'all do. Y'all know I already love y'all, but the name, you know, I had to use the name to. Ain't nothing getting buffed over here. You feel what I'm saying? Whew, let me drink a little bit. It's hot in this New York studio. You feel me? And if y'all want static, bring it. Let's create some type of fake beef. If it ain't fake, it ain't fake. I'm from New York. Y'all bring whatever y'all got. I don't care. Let's go to the tape. Hey, man, look. I get it. When you're winning, a lot of things can go well. Coach Prime himself said it. He said the fan only blows when you're hot. And right now, they're not hot. They're real cold right now. They started off the season very well. We thought they were going to actually beat Georgia Tech, which was ranked very high. I think they were ranked like number 7, top 10. Georgia Tech was going on, and then they got beat by NC State. I'm from North Carolina, too. You know what I'm saying? That's where I went to school. The UNC system. They got beat by NC State. That was like either their first loss or I don't remember them losing to anybody other than NC State. They're still probably going to make the playoff, but they're going to have to probably win out to make that playoff. Because if you're not, you know what I'm saying, if you're ACC and you're not SEC, you can't take a couple of losses. It's just like the Big 12. You take a couple of losses, you're going to get knocked out of the top 25. You could be SEC and take 2 or 3 losses. You'll be right there, maybe number 2, number 3, just because you're SEC. You see what I'm saying? The Southeastern Conference. It is what it is, okay? It's like white people in America, okay? They're going to get the benefit of the doubt because if you're 30 years old, you can be a child and you're white. You see what I'm saying? It's just the majority talk. It's majority rules around here, okay? If you're 30, you're a child. And we ain't going to ruin nobody's child, 30-year-old child for making off-color jokes. We don't want to ruin their career. They're 30 years old. They're practically a baby. You feel me? Like 30-year-old white men are practically babies, okay? They're just getting started. We don't want to ruin that. If you're black or brown, you're 12 years old, you're grown. I mean, like, you're darn near 45 years old if you're brown and you're black, okay? That's just how it goes. I'm just here. Don't kill the messenger, okay? I'm just here to report the news. Dupree Hondo said BLP is real as CU content. Salute to them, okay? But ain't Prime and Buffett, nothing over here, okay? Yeah, buddy. East Coast Kev, it's been a minute, yo. It's been a minute. Those are my guys. Be easy, bro. It was a casualty of names, okay? Anybody could get it. Anybody could get it. You feel me? No hurt, no harm done. But if they want it, I'm Brooklyn all day. So bring the pain, son. Okay? Go tell them. It's a casualty of names. Let's get the clip up. You know we ain't scared over here. You know how that go. Bring the pain if you're about that life. All right, if you feeling froggy, my Negro, jump. So, if you're feeling froggy, homie, jump. Okay. You know I'm not going to compete with those football skills and stuff. Nah, I'm going to get you in another way. I'm going to get you the Brooklyn way. Okay. Let me stop having too much fun. Let's get in it. Let's get into it. First clip first. We play the first clip, then we play the second clip, the reaction, the response, okay? That's how we're going to do it around here. All right. And they got this big old title on here, Tradition Matters. Hey, Peter Investor, what up with you, man? Harry B had the discernment from the beginning to be critical while being supportive. Woo-hoo. You know, Peter, we don't play around here. We say, hey, man, look, I love Prime. You know what I'm saying? Prime, he's selective on where he goes. I get it. But he said that the fans are the fan only blows when you're hot. You feel me? Now he's not really hot, so dudes are coming at him. Even the dudes that he support, they're coming at him left and right. So you got to be very careful. You got to go with the ones that is the real ones. Because everybody got the real one tag nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, I'm a real one. Are you really a real one? Do you even know what the real one means and who is the real one? Be very careful who supports you when you're on top. All right? Those who are singing your praise while you're on top. Because when you start coming down, those people start to disappear, okay? If you keep it 100, all the way 100, you ain't got to change nothing. You can just say whatever you've been saying before. Just be yourself. I've been said this, all right? Keep it 100. If you see something wrong, hey, yo, be like, yo, you don't have to go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Like I'm like some type of Harlem dude with everything is a pause. All right? We in Brooklyn, we don't say pause on everything. Leave me alone. But you ain't got to go all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can like acknowledge the fact that it's a wrong. Like Shador going 101 miles per hour. Like, come on, my guy. We want you to be alive, my guy. All right? You can say something. But as soon as you say something, the machete aunties and uncles come after you. Oh, why are you even saying anything about that? That's disparaging. I'm like, but wait a minute. The dude is going 101 and everybody, you want me to celebrate that? Are you serious? There are young kids looking after him. If you go to 101, you don't know the dangers. I'm a professional driver, okay? I know what it's like. And I got cops friends, if they ever showed up to your accident going 101, they're going to have to bring the little thing to scrape you off of the ground, all right? So we got to address that. We got to be responsible out here. We're not just idol worshipers. That's not what we do here at TLP Sports Club. Listen, There's going to be a time in the near future. And when I say the near future, once God says go, you're not going to recognize TLP Sports Club because the way that I'm moving here, out here behind the scenes, before you know it, man, it's going to be a whole nother thing out here. I'm just trying to let y'all know. I'm preparing y'all. I always let y'all know I'm not trying to be marginalized. I ain't trying to stay in no bubble. I'm trying to make sure that when I'm creating this thing, I create it the right way. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to leverage, if you're not leverageable, if you can't, stretch, you feel me? Just ask Peter Investor. You got to be able to stretch as a business. If you can't stretch and you're too niche, you're not going to go nowhere. Growth is not going to happen. But let's play the clip. You feel me? Let's play the clip. Drop the link. You know the link already, bro. Just refer to the email, bro. Just send the email back. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Kev, you've been around here. You know how to get on the show. Just like everybody else. You can get on the show by just tapping in. Just email me. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. Come on over and let's talk about this situation. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this situation. Because somebody got to talk about it responsibly. And you know I'm going to do that. And let me send it to a few of my guys. You know what I mean? All right, let me see who's here. Here we go. All right. Let me email it real quick, and then I'm gonna play the clip. Y'all give me a second. Got you. Hey, yo, send me the email, Cav on stage. Send me the email, Cav. Oh my gosh. Yeah, send me that email. I don't see your information here. So send me that email. Oh, that's you right there. I think you're DJ K Dub. I'm gonna send that to you right now. All right. All right. Yo, let's go. Let's get this show rocking. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to lose nobody by sending emails on the show. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's press play.
Like getting them to learn the fight song and stuff like that. And I've defended Coach Prime and
and if I don't have your email in my system, just send me an email, join TLPlive@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link. So you want to come on the show, you can talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I'm gonna take this off the screen. Write that email down. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. And then I'll email you back. You feel me? Let's go.
We're kind of in a different world.
Because we are.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
But I think that.
So what you're watching is a reaction within a reaction, because you got these guys here. Let me smaller myself so you can see what's really popping here. Let me make myself smaller, right? These guys on the left, just like I'm doing, I'm on the left-hand side. You got Matt McChesney and you got Bailey on the left-hand side. And then in the middle of your screen, you're going to have the DMVR buff guys with, you got RK and I forget the other guy's name. I'm sorry. Forgive me, guy. You got Uncle Neely and I forget the other guy's name. It could be Proctor or something, I think. But anyways, they're the 0 to 60 guys are reacting to whatever the DMVR guys are saying. And I guess this is the pregame show, the DMVR pregame show. Oh, now they got marketing going on right there.
This playing with,
they don't understand why
and stuff like that. And I've defended Coach Prime and we're kind of in a different world.
Because we are.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
But I think that this playing with,
they don't understand why it's so important.
And I think he's going to drop a lot of cuss words here. So just if you're watching with kids, this is not one of those shows where you'll hear a lot of cuss words. Unfortunately, I can't really mute the cuss words live. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just get ready for the cuss words because Matt McChesney, he drops a lot of F-bombs. So just get ready for that. I'm about to press play. Okay, let's go.
Because they've never been in the room to do it before. His media is not let in the room.
He starts off kind of calm, and then something happens, and then he goes off. He's like, you know, he feels it, and then he's like, hey. Then he starts going in. Like somebody put a battery in his back or something, and then he starts going in. So just be ready for that. It's about to happen real soon. Go.
We do it there. This is just the same thing. They think I'm talking about the goddamn country club fucking version we sing in fucking stands.
Oh, Lord.
They don't get it. They don't understand what happens in the room for 10 minutes. Now, the coaches aren't involved. It's a team thing. They don't get it. And they're talking about instilling pride and passion and all this back into the university and acting like the fight song's not important. Do you have the clip of the Arizona team after they beat us? Watch Arizona, a bunch of transfer portal guys in the Dow Ward in our house and see if this brings their team together or not. Because it's not about some corny song that you guys don't know how to sing and have no idea what it's about, and you sit here and criticize it like you do, but you don't. You don't fucking know. And Ryan obviously doesn't know. And look, I respect Konigsberg and everything they do at DNVR, but I'm not just going to sit here and act like this doesn't bother me. And if we're not going to be friends for it afterwards, I don't give a fuck. We're not. What? This isn't about friends.
Yeah, it is, because you wouldn't have brought it up, bruh. You know you want to still be in that club, bruh. They got the Dion ticket, and you want to be attached to that Dion ticket. You want to be invited to the show. They're not going to invite TLP Sports Club because obviously I ain't got the clout you got, but you can cuss them out, and they'll still invite you to come and sit down and piece things up. Maybe I should start cussing people out so I can get the invitation. So all you dudes out there, man, you N-words, you des, you dap, pop, 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 pop. Take one.
Dog, you don't know what you're talking about.
Me, son.
Have you ever been in the room and seen it? No, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's see if it's important to Arizona after they beat the shit out of us.
Let's find out.
1, 2, 3,
All right, so I don't know what happened. This dude's dancing. He over here dancing to it. They gave your team a 50 piece, man. You don't be dancing. You can sit there and just bob it in your head. Stop playing with me, son. What up, DC?
Arizona, right now, blue. Go, let's go, Arizona, right now.
Look pretty fucking passionate to me, Matt. Look pretty fucking.
It gives me goosebumps. It gives Bailey goosebumps. There's people in the chat got goosebumps.
Nah, man, we're not getting no goosebumps over here, you weirdo. Yeah, come at me. I'm going to cuss you out so you can invite me on your show so I can get at some of your white viewers. Because I got a bunch of black people, maybe 2 white people. I need more white people, man. You a weirdo and you a goofball for getting goosebumps, okay? From an Arizona fight song. We ain't getting no goosebumps over here. Stop playing with me, Matt. Weirdo. Come on, you weirdo. Invite me on your show for cussing you the F out. JL Boxing, I'll be with you in a second, my guy. Daggone weirdo. I got goosebumps. Cornball. I know goosebumps. The dude just held 50 on your team, my guy. We're not getting no goosebumps over here. We don't do that over here. You can appreciate it and try to set the example and say, you see what's happening, but we're not getting goosebumps. Do goose have bumps?
And they just beat the fuck out of us 52-17.
Then why you getting goosebumps, you fool? Sorry for calling you a fool, but you a weirdo.
That's in our house. But let's make sure that we fucking get whatever rapper wants fucking clout this week and suck off Coach Prime's tit. Make sure he comes in and fucking sings for us after we beat somebody.
Lord. All right, so that was them. Let's go to the other guys. Come on. Let's hope I have it. Come on. Oh, this thing want to goof up. Come on, stop playing with me. Let's press enter here. Okay, here it goes. All right, and then I think there was a reaction, and they saw that, and they said, you know what? Let me bring my guys on. I'll play the reaction when they come on. Gerald Boxing, what up with you, my guy? Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. What's up with you, man?
What's good with your hair, man? Long time no talk. What up, though?
Long time, man. All is well. You know it. We stay on the grind. We get in and we can get in. That's just how it works. And when life is life, you feel me?
Yeah, man. That's how it be. Salute to you, for real.
DC Carson music. Da-da, da-da, da-da. How does the music sound over there, wherever you are, Arizona, Alabama, wherever you live?
It's on, popping, locking, and not stopping. What's up with y'all?
Hey, man, I got to apologize for all the cuss words y'all had to endure here. You know, we don't do that around here. So my apologies.
That's all right. I done got the anointing oil on my phone after hearing all that.
I know, boy. My goodness. Sheesh. I was a lot, bro. Man, he even went to the Diddy files. Man. All right, so let's go ahead and play this one. And then I want your reaction. Y'all can join me. Y'all can have we can all talk about it. We'll take it in stride. All right, so let's listen to the DMVR reactions.
So this is a big challenge of the end.
Oh, okay, let me set this up a little bit, because what he said was he was like, look, if you're going to he said weird to cut the clip right before I made the point that it does matter. If you're going to use our show for content, at least let me finish. I think you got to say Paul.
NIL era and in the era that we are in football is getting guys to love the name on the front of the jersey. And
we talked about this before the season, man.
Yeah, and it's definitely like a criticism that I think CU fans have had of Coach Prime, going back to getting them to learn the fight song and stuff like that. And I've defended Coach Prime and we're kind of in a different world.
Because we are.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
But I think that this playing with pride and passion and heart kind of goes hand in hand with hey, I'm putting on the Colorado jersey today. I got to go out there and represent, not just for myself, for my teammates, for my coaches, and for all 52,000 people who are here wearing that jersey.
This is not and
the fight song is a mic.
So, all right. So let's take it in stride, gentlemen. All right. The first thing I want to tackle is let's the cutting off of the clip. What Matt was trying to say. This is what I think. I think you're trying to appease two crowds. I think Matt was attacking the parlaying with the first aspect of it. We're in different times where, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to allow it and not allow it at the same time. And I'm saying if you're going to keep it a buck, keep it all the way a buck. But it sounds like you're trying to soften the blow that's coming, because you're trying to give Prime the benefit of the doubt and trying to kind of, let the thing land softly. I think that's what Matt kind of felt. But I'm sure he watched the whole clip, but he felt like you were trying to parlay a little bit, grease some elbows so you can stay in the club. And I see them doing that a lot because they're on the in crowd. So you can't always be negative. You're going to have to work for that ticket that you got, that access you got to Prime. You're going to have to work for it. So if you're going to be all the way negative, then it might, that ticket might be rescinded. But I think Matt McChesney, on the other hand, he already knows that his ticket was rescinded. He ain't got nothing no more. Somebody just said he's been on Jason Whitlock. He don't even care no more. He's burning everything down. He's like, I ain't parlaying nothing. I'm coming for everything. And sometimes you gotta be very careful because you're still media. What is your thoughts, guys? I'll go to JR Boxing first.
Hey, before I start, DC, check that back chat real quick, man. But yeah, look, what Matt is doing. Look, Matt 100%, for Colorado, man. It's been an alumni. The same thing with the dude Arcade. They both alumni. So it just means, so much more to them. And the stigma of college sports. There's certain traditions to college sports. Like, regardless of what happens, there's certain traditions. And I don't necessarily blame Coach Prime for it because he's only being allowed to do something. I blame Rick George because if there's certain traditions and
hey, yo, clean that up. What you mean by being allowed to do something? Coach Prime don't be allowed to do something.
He's being allowed to because if Rick George came to Coach Prime and say, look, man, these are the traditions of Colorado, and this is important to the community, this is important to the program, this needs to be embedded into whatever culture you're building here at the program. Who does Coach Prime answer to? He answers to Rick George. Rick George is his boss. So if Rick George comes in, and I'm not saying like from
an pushback, brother.
Yeah, I'm not saying from an authoritarian like position, but I'm saying from a position of like, hey man, this is what the culture of Colorado is. So if we go to other athletic games and they're singing the fight song after the basketball game or after what other sports do they got there? Basketball, soccer.
They got hockey.
Hockey.
They got soccer.
Yeah, if they're doing it after other games like that, and then football, we just kind of like, yeah, we're not really worried about it. We just want you to win football games. Then that's a fundamental issue with Rick George. Because if I'm a coach of one of the other programs, if I'm a coach of one of the other departments, and it's required of me to have this culture or this built-in culture or, build this around my team and have them know the fight song or just have pride within the program itself, the school within itself. And then we look at the football program and it's not like, yeah, but it's a different day and age. Like, no, dog, it has to be standard across the board. Like I came up in the military. There's standards across. There's traditions in the military. They're there. Win, lose, or draw. They're going to be there. And so I think that's what these two gentlemen, are trying to say. Like, look, man, I went to this school and there was traditions when I went to this school. Why are we so far off the reserve from those traditions when it comes to the football program?
So here's my pushback on what you're saying, because we understand that within the coach carousel, the firings and everything, and now the NIL, there are going to be times where the coaches did not grow up in that area, right? There's going to be times where the players are there for 1 year. Carson Beck at Miami, right? There's going to be times where a lot of these players, they don't know the culture. I get that. But when you're talking about the head coach, DC, I'm coming to you next, but I just wanted to, just kind of push back a little bit. When you're the head coach and you're going somewhere, if you are bought into that program and you say, okay, I'm taking my family and we're moving here. Like if you look at Matt Rule with Nebraska, he's bought into Nebraska. He talks about how his wife, when she goes to the office, people know she's there. She goes get some coffee. People know her. He wants to retire in Nebraska, right? In Lincoln somewhere. So when you are taking that job and you say, yes, I want to be the coach here, your mind should not be anywhere else. Just like Oregon and Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning has already expressed, I ain't going nowhere. So you start doing your research when the hiring phone call comes, right? And y'all have initial agreement until you finalize that thing. You should be ingrained into the culture way before you get on campus. This is just my perspective. You should know that culture. You get online and you do your due diligence and you find out everything about that culture. You look at the Dusty YouTube channel that has only 3 members because that's the person that's probably his channel is just so niche that nobody else wants to watch it because he's only Boulder channel. All right, he's the only person that's putting out Boulder channel. Go watch that channel. Find out everything about Alabama A&M. Find out everything about Virginia Tech. Find out everything about Nebraska. And you get your butt. You do everything. You bleed red. You're gonna cut yourself so you can see red. And then when you get on campus as the head coach, you are everything that school is all about. Nobody should tell you, not the AD, not nobody should tell you, hey, I think you should know the fight song or I think you should implement it. None of that. You already bleed that. You should come in singing that song into your signing meeting. You sing the song, they'll be like, what? That's what the program is all about. You got to buy in first before you sell it to anybody. That's the head coach. If you want to respond, you got 30 seconds until I go to DC.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would go back all the way to Coach Prime at Jackson State. When he was at Jackson State had certain traditions. Guess what Coach Prime did? He adhered to them traditions at Jackson State. That's my response.
DC, your thoughts?
I would say, first of all, congrats, JR. I know that's a huge blessing, bro. So good deal. The other thing I want to say is that, all right, so I'm gonna rewind back to Jackson State, piggyback off of what
I just seen it. Hey, JR, congrats, brother.
Man, that right there hair is huge.
I know. I hear the stories. I hear the stories.
Dude. That's why I'm able to chill. Because it is what it is.
Hey, guys, we're talking about something behind the scenes. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So the thing is, that was one of the issues that was going on in the HBCU community before Prime left. If y'all remember, after that game with Alabama State, where I went to school, our head coach said what? He ain't swag, right? Because there was some things within the tradition of the swag and stuff like that he wasn't adhere to. Now I saw him adhere to some things with JSU. Absolutely, he did come in and he seemed to be more open to it. But then it just kind of got to a point where the air in there was more so about the Prime brand and Shador in Shiloh versus it being okay. It's like him over there, which of course Prime is bigger than life. So we understand there's a delicate balance, but yet there was still a thing in there that was like, hey, yo, you're not respecting, what is that you saying stuff and not realizing that the SWAC, really understanding the history of the SWAC. Because a lot of these people that's got gold jackets that didn't buy, like Walter Payton, all of them came up out the SWAC because there wasn't nowhere else to go. So it's kind of that thing where, hey, you went to FSU, you don't understand the struggles of what an HBCU is. So there was some things that he embraced of the JSU culture, but there was some things with the whole HBCU that he came in, he saw a lot of the problems, but it wasn't necessarily embracing some of the cultures and the real history like he could. I didn't say he didn't do it at all. I'm just saying he could. And then I think now what folks are basically, which I'm going to be honest with you, I saw this coming a mile away. When you have people that are tried and true.
You did talk about that.
I'm just telling you.
Early on.
Right, because I would even sit back and say, okay, what is that Coach Prime got on? Prime is big in this. CU Buffalo look like a doggone shirt tag to tell you what if they're cotton or what size it was and what you need to wash it in.
He said Ralphie looked like a lint.
Right.
Comparing to Prime's name.
Right, exactly. So at the end of the day it was like, okay, so now that was all right when you're winning because they was not winning. But now, when you come out there, you get 40 something piece scored on you in one half, and especially by a team that ain't there, now people going to start saying, well, we don't have no tradition. I don't know how you go back and get it, but I certainly would say on the DNVR side, you can keep tap dancing on that if you want to, but I can just say this, and then I'll yield to you, Harry B or JR. I can tell you this: most schools, certainly a school like Bama or Georgia, ain't no way they would tolerate none of this. You cannot be bigger than the brand. So Saban, his record was, but you cannot be bigger than the brand because it's good when you are winning. When you losing, it's not gonna work, man.
I think losing brings out a lot that people may be masquerading or masking, real feelings. That's why I always talk about it. I said, listen, man, you got to be yourself. Be 100% authentic. Stop trying to, appease people. Stop holding back your true feelings when things are going well or just to be in. You can survive not being in. I think I'm one of the channels that's probably like one of the biggest names that's not in, right? I'm still like grinding at the bottom here. I'm not in. I don't know if I want to be in for business reasons. I might want to be in, but it's like, you got to be very careful because at the end of the day, this is what happens. DMVR is about like they talk about buffs and they talk about, anything happening in that area. So at the end of the day, man, look, when you talk about culture, I don't know. Nobody can really quantify what culture really means, but it means a lot. You can't really put a number, like you can't say, hey, how many games do you think culture accounts for? Right? Because when you are at your homecoming game and somebody hangs a 50 piece on you, if I see anybody smiling, I'm smacking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what culture means. Like, bruh, if I see a grin on your face, I'm smacking the taste out your mouth. If this scores 7 on us. So what does it mean? What does culture mean to the players when they don't know Colorado, let alone the fight song? The fight song is unique. There's a lot of things in there, intricacies that you're going to have to learn. But these dudes just got here 3-4 months ago. They just got here. They barely know this culture. They don't know anything about Colorado. I was set up to go watch my introduction to Colorado, welcome to Colorado video. Go watch that. Understand where Ralphie came from, how you got the name Ralphie, how they even got to the Buffalo being their logo, being their mascot. If you don't know none of that, how can you play with passion? That's how I take it. Because while you cannot account for how many games culture is going to win, I think culture is one of those nuances that makes you play harder, that makes you play for a reason. If they ask you, what is your why? Some people will say, I'm playing for this, for that logo. Some people will say, I grew up in this area and I'm playing for that and I'm playing for this. Even if you didn't grow up here, but you take it upon yourself to really learn the culture, you can play for something because you got to play for something. If talent is equal, who wins out? Like, what wins out when talent is equal? Obviously, when you look at the Arizona game, talent definitely wasn't equal. Somebody lied. The stat sheet lied.
But Harry, do you notice something? Do you notice something?
You ain't right, Harry. Somebody lied. Just say the somebody name, man.
Somebody held something back. They said those dudes was babies.
Oh man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, as soon as I heard the ref say through a personal foul, brandishing a weapon, I was like, first of all, what you doing and you losing like 7? You done already got smoked within 2 plays. I mean, I literally turned on the game and saw dude running down the field. I was like, did I accidentally? Am I watching Utah again? That's exactly what I said.
Hey, yo, that was the Ja Morant flag.
Dude, I'm sitting up there going.
Wasn't it a white boy that got that?
I think it was, man.
Nah, it was Yo-Yo or Yaya, whatever they call his name.
Well, that got the flag. Yeah, it got.
But the TV
flag.
was showing the white boy when they said the flag. It was a white boy that was showing.
Yeah, they showed the wrong dude. But
okay.
It was Yo-Yo that did it.
All right, so
That's a fitting name.
So JR, do you think that the yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo. You need to get that tackle. Let me ask you this, JR. Do you think there is something they could do to come back and get that culture? Like, is that something that if you build that could help shape the as far as like from wins and turning the momentum around on the team?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Look, DC, you know, both of us being servicemen, hey, appreciate y'all for the congratulatory, stuff on what happened.
Mhm.
But as military men, just men in general, right? Like being punched down on, like I'm speaking to the athletes on the team, like being
Mhm.
punched down on and constantly being told what you're doing wrong, that get to you after a while. Like in the service, DC, it seemed like no matter what happened, you probably had soldiers that just jacked up stuff all the dang time, just left and right. And
Ye-
so you reprimanded, you corrected, you reprimanded, you corrected, and nothing changes. But then you still have to give them credit for the one or two things that they do right. It could be a list of 10 things and they did 8 of them wrong. After you get rid of the 8 and talk about the 8, you still got to, speak to the 2 things that they did right to say, hey, we can move in a direction because I noticed y'all did X, Y, Z. I think it'd be the same thing for the program. Look, they're constantly getting, you know, punched down on to say, hey, y'all, if you was one play away from doing this, one play away from doing this, well, how about reverse it and say, hey, man, these are the things y'all did correct. Why can't you replicate this over and over?
You,
Yeah,
you
but
have
black people are not. We don't. That's not how we teach in the black community. That's in the
Yeah,
white community.
but everybody on the team ain't black. And another
But
thing,
they're in the minority.
yeah, but again, another thing I speak to is the messaging that Coach Prime sent to the team. Now, it's cool if you if you recruiting a certain way and you bringing in players that come from single parent homes and mama staying in a double wide trailer and you got to get mama up out the hood and stuff like that. If you're preaching that message and it resonate with those players, it's gonna sit with them because they're like, yeah, my mama is in a double wide trailer out in South Carolina, and I'm trying to get her out of that situation. But the young men that they're recruiting, they're looking to recruit smart, tough, fast, disciplined with character. Those your characteristics. So you're probably going into households that are middle class households that have maybe 2 parents or 1 parent that is not necessarily struggling. So when you're looking at some of these players and you saying you got to get mama out the hood, I can tell you right now, Quanair Farrakhan X Jr., his mama not in the hood. He's not. The other Q for 6, that freshman, mama not in the hood. Draylon Miller, mama not in the hood. So where is that messaging coming from? Like their parents not in the hood. So you're talking to play, and then let's not mention the white players that are there. Like when Charlie, Ben Finner said, they mama's not in the hood. What they know about that? How can I relate to that? I think the messaging needs to be more relatable. Like, what is their why? Because Coach Prime always said his why was to get his mother out of the hood. All right, so find out your players' why. Understand the players better. Not saying that he doesn't understand the players, understand them better. You might have to repackage the message. I understand where Coach Prime coming from. That may not resonate with everybody though.
but JR, here go the thing, which by the way, that that corrective sandwich you have to make as a leader. Well, if you're gonna tell somebody something about themselves, you give them the bread, which is, hey, your uniform is straight, your physical fitness scores are straight, then you give them the meat where, hey, we really are not doing what we need to do up to level on our job. Then you give them the other piece of bread where it's like, good job on being at work on time. You find something if you're not. It's also called a crap sandwich, is another name, but it's the way. But the thing is, JR, that's the thing. When you have people on your team that have been players and not coaches, they don't know how to find somebody's motivator. So they're not used to doing stuff. They're only used to dealing with people who look like them. They only are used to ducks create ducks. If you have not dealt with a lot of people, you only know how to reproduce yourself. But when you understand, no, I have the whole animal farm here, so I can't get my ducks motivators are different from my lamb motivators. And you only get that when you have actually been coaching and leading. That's why I've always felt that the NFL model would not work, because the NFL does not teach you. It prepares you for a game. It looks at matchups. It does not get you into the three techniques and all the other kind of stuff and reading cover. Like I remember the last game, Harry went off because that safety, the whole middle of the field safety, when it drew that little black thing and stuff like that, the safety just had no eye discipline. And that ball just went in there. And by the way, Fafita dropped the dang on dime. I mean, that dude had it and took a step right before he went out of bounds. That's a dime right there. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's going to have to revamp his class thing, because he has people who are good players and understand the game, but leading people is a totally different ball game.
Let me highlight that. Hey, Love Moves, what's up, girl? Hope all is well. Happy Tuesday. Let's highlight that, what you just said, because, you know, we've been having conversations behind the scenes, and that's one of the conversations that, you know, that comes up quite often. It's about the coaching, have been under somebody who's done it, coaching, you know, prior to not necessarily just coaching, because obviously Coach Prime coach, but being under somebody who is a motivator like Nick Saban or one of these legendary coaches. How it plays into your developing of other players. Because what you said kind of rung a bell to me when you said, being a former player, they look for players kind of like them, right? And I think it was I forget the running backs coach name, whatever his name is. He said he had to catch himself, because there was one point where he started thinking about, oh, I cannot be either looking for myself, or I can't be trying to coach myself. I got to coach who they are, their game, how they approach the game. And I find that to be very important, because I think that's just a natural thing where we look for whatever our ability is. We try to look for it, as opposed to understanding the person that's right in front of you. If you are a coach, understanding that. So that's why I think you have players and then you have coaches. And some people always say, oh, hey, have you ever, like, you're talking about the game, right? You're just an analyzer. You're talking about the game. And then they want to throw in there, have you ever played the game? You know, did you ever step on the field? Coaches and motivators don't necessarily have to play that game to know how to bring the best out of you. So it's important that now we're screaming, what is going to happen in the offseason? What's going to happen? Like, what does Coach Prime need to do to make sure that he brings in actual coaches that understand how to motivate and bring the best out of these young men that are coming to this program? Because it's not easy to get to the level that they're at. And if you're at the level how you got to this level, you need to be coached up. And if they're not being prepared, like Coach Prime said himself, right? He knows what the problem is, and it's in the preparation. They're not being prepared properly. If that's not going on at CU, then you need to bring in coaches that know how to do that. If you don't do that, then you're actually like doing these kids a disservice, because these kids work very hard to get to where they're at. And you bring them to Colorado, and then you don't have the staff there. They have everything they need: equipment, the rooms, the rehab materials. I mean, the resources, everything they need. Top of the line hospital material to rehab. But then you don't have the personnel to take it to that next level. That is unfortunate for these kids, and they're wasting a lot of their youth being at Colorado. So when every other, I'll end with this and then we can move on from that. But when every other team in the Big 12 took a step forward, Colorado taking this major step backwards. Preparation should not be anything that we're talking about right now. I mean, come on, preparation? Did y'all look at the Big 12 last year? We smoked Arizona. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Utah we beat too. Yo,
Indeed.
Winningham was on the hot seat because Colorado beat them so bad. But if you look at, I think the only team that's not the same is Oklahoma State. They kind of stay the same. But man, everybody took a big step up, and I try to say that in the beginning. I said, "Have you taken a look in the preseason?" I said, "Have you taken a look? The Big 12 is making big jumps." And I didn't see Colorado making any big jumps. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. But here we are, and Colorado's playing like some junkies. So the question, and let me just get this information in. We got breaking news. 2027 four-star athlete Alex Ward has committed to Colorado. Ward recently decommitted from Alabama. I wonder if it was that FSU game. That's for you, DC. So 2027, Colorado's on the recruiting trail, but we can't celebrate these type of things because nowadays, you know what I'm saying, money talks. And, you know, just like he decommitted from Alabama, he can decommit from Colorado, but at least we can celebrate in the interim and just say congratulations to Colorado for getting Alexander Ward. And for those of y'all who don't know, when they say athlete, that means that when the recruiter was there, the recruiter either did not get a specific position or the athlete played, because in high school you play multiple positions and they don't declare, or the coach does not tell you what the actual position is, and they'll put athlete just so they don't categorize it. That's why you got
Harry, he's not going to be good because he don't have a vowel at the end of his name.
Please tell me what that means.
You gotta be like a Jamaico, or you gotta be
Say a Jamaico.
You gotta
or Devontae, or something like that. Yeah, you gotta have that. He not finna. No, he not. You gotta have. If you black, you have to have a vowel at the end of your name to be good. So sorry, Alex. Yep, sorry, Alexander.
You ain't right.
I'm messing with y'all. I'm just tripping.
You are not right.
I'm messing. But okay, well, welcome. You left Bama to Boulder. Congrats, I guess.
He said he wanted to go to a real program, man.
I'm sure he did.
Alabama in shambles.
Yeah, sure are. Absolutely. I don't know what we're gonna do with us.
It makes sense to me, and congratulations to this young man, because if
Yes,
I'm
I
not
agree.
mistaken, his brother is in the 2026 class, and his brother is like a wide receiver. So, I mean, it would make sense. You want to, kind of play with your brother, kind of thing. So, if you're talented enough, and I want to say his brother is like a 3-star wide receiver that committed during the 2026 class, and so him being 2027. He committing where his brother kind of going.
He actually look a little bit like you. You sure you don't need to go to 23andMe, find out some things? I'm messing with you.
I don't know him, man. But I think that's the MO on this. Like maybe he feel like he could get to Colorado and actually play sooner, get on the field a little bit sooner. But if I'm not mistaken, his brother's in the 2026 class.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it's interesting where Harry put up, man. But yeah, a lot of the blame is squarely placed on Coach Prime, but I think Rick George shares some of that blame as well, as far as the direction of the program, or Coach Prime came in and told him, hey, this is what we're looking to do, and Coach Prime may have told him, hey, in the third year we probably gonna have a dip. I wasn't expecting it to be this much of a dip, with losing some NFL talent, but he got to right that ship quicker than usual. And I know a lot of us are expecting, at least a lot of the casual fans are expecting, like, oh man, you should just fire somebody. These people should be fired immediately and stuff like that. Look, I agree. There should be some repercussion. We don't know what the repercussions have been within the program already. We don't know if he already told Pat Shurmur, hey man, you on borrowed time, so I just need you to be a professional and kind of finish out the year. And they're quietly already looking at other candidates. Same thing from Robert Livingston. You don't know, but at the same time, these coaches got families. They got reputations to adhere to and to hold to. And then I also look at if Coach Prime come out and just start slamming the offense coordinator, defense coordinator, then who wants to come and work for that coach?
Well,
You know,
I see it and I agree with you. I think for me, Harris having some system issues that went down on him. He should be back. I think the thing for me is that he's got to so let's talk about what you think the solution. Like for me is it does kind of seem a little bit like Coach Prime may have your boys, your people that are supportive of you, but not necessarily may be confrontational with you on something, like challenging, and then have that relationship to know how to, that's a frame you've been a leader as an officer. So it's like I always had to say when I got a new colonel or general that I had to learn how to manage my manager. Know how they like to receive information, all that kind of stuff. And if I needed to shift them or persuade them, what things I needed to do to get that accomplished. And but again, that stuff takes time. I mean, you know how it is. That stuff takes time. So for me personally, I think I would say, I think they need to revamp some things. I'm not. I think that they need to go more so from let's the pipeline to the NFL thing, I think, gets you because you're setting an end state, and that's not what you got hired to Colorado to do or a college coach should be doing. Your focus should be on creating a winning football team for Colorado. Like Saban was like, no, it's a term like be where your feet are. You come in here to do the right things and everything else will catch up with you. The path to the pros. But his job is to win football games for Colorado. So I think he needs to get college people in there. He needs to get people that are great college recruiters. And I think he's got to build, and he may take a loss next year because I don't know how this I don't think his high school recruiting is, A plus, but I think that's what he needs to do is go more college. That's more of a phase in over 2 years. And I think that will at least help him out for a minute because now you have people that understand the college game because the college game is not the pro game. What about you?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. He does need to get some, as far as the friendship thing. Look, to me, the way I grew up, I know my friends would hold me to a standard. I don't think, if I'm the guy and I'm calling the shots or whatever like that, I don't think my friends would be, put off by saying, hey, bro, you ain't doing it right. Like, whatever you doing can get all of us locked up. So you kind of need to chill on it. I don't think friends that I grew up would be like that. And I don't think that's the issue with Coach Prime. I don't think Sapp got an issue telling Prime, like, hey, man, that ain't what it is. And I don't think Marshall Faulk, I don't think any of those people on the coaching staff have a problem with telling Coach Prime, this is what it should be or this is what it shouldn't be. But understanding, like, okay, I gotta follow direction. And if this is the direction you want me to go, then this is the direction that I'm going. And Coach Prime, he gotta accept that. Like, he been sitting at the podium saying, this on me. Because I agree that this is what he wants. If Pat Shurmur is coming to him with a game plan week after week and say, well, we're going to throw bubble screens to the left or to the right, and Coach Prime looking, talking about, y'all see what I'm seeing on the field. And if Pat come and say, all right, hey, this is how we can attack this team. I think we can get downhill. We're doing some bubble screens to the left and to the right. Coach Prime got to be allowing it. Because if it's not working, I'm going to be Coach Prime and be like, Pat, that ain't working. We tried that last week. Receivers not blocking. We need to get with Coach Phillips and understand how we can improve blocking techniques before we start doing bubble screens again. Stuff like that. So to me, Coach Prime is allowing it. He's allowing Pat Shurmur to do that. He's allowing Robert Livingston to still call cover one when the corners can't cover on the outside. That's what he's allowing. You can't allow that week after week. So I give Coach Prime.
I got a question based
credence
on
to
what
that.
you're saying. I got a question.
What's up?
So if you're saying Coach Prime is allowing that, then you're saying something else that you're not saying, that me, DC, and Phil be talking about behind the scenes. Has Coach Prime reached his ceiling as far as coaching knowledge? And I have to ask that question based on what you're saying, because if he's allowing that, then doesn't that mean that you can, because people say, and you guys probably know this, you probably heard this 1,000 times before, you can only take somebody as far as you've gone yourself, right? So if he doesn't have the knowledge, then he's obviously only going to say what he's knowledgeable about, or what he's, the information he's privy to at the time he's talking. So has he reached his ceiling? Does he not have enough knowledge to be able to take it to that next level? Because if they're not preparing properly, that's on him, the head coach. Yeah. Because he should know what they need to do. Matt Rule, I bet you Matt Rule knows. I bet you Kenny Dillingham knows. I bet you Dan Lanning knows. So why is it that Coach Prime has to come mid-season and say, I know what the problem is. We're not preparing properly.
Hey, but JR, before you go, JR, Harry, I think you had somebody in the chat, Harry, JDD Davis, that they sent you an email.
Oh, I think I sent the link already. Oh, you know what? I didn't. My bad. I'm sending it right now because my system went off. Everything went off, and I couldn't. I was offline for a second. I just sent you the link. I'm sorry. I thought I pressed send. I didn't press send, but I just sent you the link, John Davis.
Yeah, Harry. To answer the first question, do I think Coach Prime reached his ceiling? That's a very good question. I don't think he's reached his ceiling. I think he's a bit stubborn in his approach. Because if you look at the totality of his record, right? Mm-hmm. If he's been doing it a certain way and he can look and be like, well, I won 46 games doing it this way compared to, losing 20-something games, then he has that leg to stand on. Now, do you need to adjust as you go? Yes, because you got to look at your personnel. Because even last year, they did the same thing. They ran cover one defense quite often because you had those style of players that could play into that. Well, this year, it doesn't seem like you have that style of a player to play into that. So maybe you should, lean more on cover two or cover three, but that requires more teaching in it. So if you spent all offseason game planning and this is the identity of the defense to say we're doing cover one, then most of your time has been spent in cover one, practicing that. So now to make the shift over to cover two, responsibilities are different, calls are different, keys are different, all of those things. So when he comes to the podium and say, yeah, they just not prepared for it. Yeah, they're not prepared because his mindset is, well, I've won a multitude of times doing it this way. Well, it's not working for him this year.
You said another thing that you're not saying. Then that brings up another question, and JD, I'm about to get to you in a second. That means you're saying that they don't know their personnel, and that's a problem because you have time to learn your personnel. So if you're not taking the time, and those coaches are not taking the time to learn who they got, that is a problem that we need to address. We need to understand who we got here. So if you don't know what coverage to call, that means that you don't know your personnel. Why is it that we don't know who we got? How do we determine who we got? It's not like Cleveland Browns. You're not going to play. You play the guys, and you have scrimmages. You play, and every time you have in practice, how is it that you don't know your personnel and to know what to call?
But what the answer is, so real quick, because I know you're going to bring John on, but the thing is, whenever you have catastrophic breakdowns like this, you have to, as a leader, you have to go back and look at your philosophy, your policies, your procedures, and your personnel. What I'm finding out, and I was kind of leery, you're never going to understand fully your personnel if you're just snatching people out the portal. You have to be able to get people that you groom up to do it the way that you want it to be done. James Brown didn't get people. James Brown and his band would get people that did it the way he wanted to have it done. Saban recruited people that were able to fit a system. You could be athletically talented, but if you're
But you're
not
showing your
somebody
age. You're showing your sports age again, DC. Without saying, because my favorite coach now, Siggy, is over there portaling, and he's killing it. So then, what does that mean when he's over there portaling and killing
he bought
it?
he bought a lot of people from James Madison, though. He bought a lot of his players.
Yeah, but I
from
don't
James
know that
Madison.
the whole James Madison is still there. I feel like, you know what? Let's bring JD on. Let's bring JD on. JD, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. What up with you?
What's good? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you clear.
Okay. Yeah, I was just sitting back, man, listening, man. And it's a lot of things, and I joined the show before. You probably don't remember me, but I said this during his first season at Colorado, that this one's sustainable, because when you jump into the portal and you do what you do year after year with basically like 1 year rental guys, you don't sustain anything of value. You in your third year, like this year, like you're supposed to have more guys like Jordan Seaton, who's been there, ingrained in a culture now in your third year, that you're supposed to be more reliant on than 38 seniors that just joined the team this year. And the problem is the fact that we trying. I heard y'all trying to compare Coach Prime to all these other coaches. The difference is, this is what happened when you skip the line and when you don't go through the process. And the problem with I think with Colorado,
DC's over there, Glee. DC, I can see you over there. Even though you're not on screen, when he just said that, I can see you over there smiling hard.
No, this I think the real football people who really know the game of football saw this from day one, and the fans, the Prime fans who were just like, trust me, I love Deion, the player, the man, all that stuff, but Coach Prime, I'm not a fan of, because he's not a good coach, and the reason he's not a good coach because he hasn't had the coach. Like,
oh, now I remember the JD. I remember that.
I've been saying this for a long time.
You was here before. I remember now.
I've been telling people this since the first year. I said him leaving Jackson State was the biggest mistake, and I was telling people that then, because at the end of the day, right, the reason why there's such a big issue, because Colorado, I think the people who are the Prime fans and stuff like that are starting to understand, like, it was a battle between real football fans and Prime fans for a long time. And the real football fans that really know have been saying this. It's like, bro, y'all bought into a brand and not a football coach. And you know what I'm saying? Y'all and that's the difference. Y'all didn't get a football coach, y'all got a brand that was tagged as a football coach. And the thing is, I watched him his first year at Colorado. I watched him butcher a clock. I watched him mismanage timeouts. I watched him. I remember vividly when they had a chance to win at home against DJ Uiagalelei against Oregon State. The game was winnable. I think Colorado was down by 10 going into the half. They punted the ball when they should have took a knee and just went into the halftime. They punted the ball to one of the best kick returners in the nation, and he brings the ball inside like the 20, the 10, and Arizona State goes against an easy touchdown. If y'all think I'm lying, go pull up the clip. Go pull up this game from 2023 when they played Oregon State. You think I'm lying? It's right before the half. I remember this vividly. And they scored. And Colorado was in that game. They had, the thing is, right now, what people realize that Shedeur, Travis Hunter, is Travis and Shedeur was saving and basically putting a Band-Aid on a lot of things that was going wrong. It's easy when you got Travis Hunter to go make a play. You know what I'm saying? They could go jump over 2 or 3 defenders. You don't got that now. You don't got that. It's easy to, Shedeur can go. They can go put the ball in the spot and throw it to a Xavier Weaver or a Jimmy Horn or LaJohntay Webster. You ain't got that. So you really got to scheme and coach. And the thing is, your staff is this NFL staff. And if anybody know real football, it's only been 3 coaches in history that's been able to coach and win a national championship and a Super Bowl. Let
me push back a little bit. Let me give a little bit of pushback. Okay. Because all is well when you're winning, but you, like, the haters or whoever you want to say, people who may have had or a disagreement with whatever Coach Prime was doing, if he's losing, obviously this sounds like a genius. So could two things be right, or could we meet halfway? Because if Coach Prime was winning, then people like you and others who may not like Coach Prime as a coach, they stay quiet, right? And then when he's not winning, then all of a sudden they're loud again.
No, but
so where can we meet halfway? Because if you say Coach Prime is a bad coach, but Coach Prime has come into Colorado and changed Colorado and made them win a winning program again.
So his record is 13-21 or something like that.
Yeah, but he's changed the program. If you looked at it, 1-11, 4-8. Second year, 9-4. Now they've won 3 games, so they've already won more games, 2 more games than they won before he came in. So I'm saying you got to consider that.
That's not necessarily, bro. That's not necessarily, because when he got there, he took over a 1-11 team, right? Yeah, they went 4-8. Last year, I would say, if you look at it, I think it was more of an anomaly now when you look at it, because he had good talent. You
can't take it away. That's not an anomaly.
I can, because my thing is okay.
If he goes 9-4 the second year, then how do you say it's an anomaly?
Because you retain your core pieces, which was Shedeur, Travis, Jimmy, and you had some guys on defense, Selman Craig and stuff like that. So you retain those core pieces. So basically, all you had to do was fill in the gaps for the players that was leaving that season, because you already know you had a bad O-line. Then you kept Sean Lewis left, which was a big mistake. You to let him go, because that guy was a genius. And then so you kept Pat Shurmur, so you basically the quarterback and the OC already had continuity. So you didn't really have that there, which was used running, which Colorado really runs a post-style offense. So that's why they struggle on the offense now, because you got a guy from the transfer portal. But that's hold on, I'm going off topic. But anyway, so basically you retain the core pieces in year 2, right? So that's why he was able to sustain a little bit more success and win out more games, because those pieces.
Well, prove to me there's an anomaly. Like but you're not telling me how it's an anomaly though.
Because okay, year 1 you won 3 more games than what you took over the program. Mm-hmm. Year 2 you kept the core pieces from year 1. So therefore, when you do that, you keep more continuity, it's more familiarity.
But you said because right
now
that's what you said.
Because right now you back to year 1, you back to a losing season, you back to 3 3-5 right now, 3 and something, 3-5, 3-6,
3-6.
Yeah, so you back, so you not if there's consistent growth right now, they'll at least have 5 wins, 5-6 wins.
No, but you just gave us the playbook on how you sustain a program, and then you saying Coach Prime did that, but then you're calling that an anomaly. So those two things cannot be true at the same time.
No, they
can't. It's an anomaly when he did exactly what you said you need to do.
No, because those as far as need to do what? I'm sorry. What do you mean?
You say you need to be able to retain players and build the program off of the retention that you have. And you said that, okay, he kept year number 1, he won 3 more games. Year number 2, he kept the players. So that don't sound like an anomaly, because an anomaly is something that just kind of like it happens. It happens once.
It did. You look at it.
If you're building, then it can't be an anomaly when you're building the right way, like you said.
So tell me where
you're building. Hold on 1 second. Well, JD, let me jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
It's that the reason why this is an anomaly is because we're stuck on the 1-11, and that was a bad year. But the program was historically 3 to 4 wins a year.
Exactly.
So if we sit back and just use that 1 year, the 1-11 is the anomaly if you really think about it.
But that's not
what
his team,
generally
though.
happened. Right, it wasn't his team. So the thing is, he took over. He created he brought in Louis Luggage, as he said that. The thing that I see it makes it more of an anomaly or not is that, to Coach Prime's credit, was able to get his son, of course. He had Shiloh, who had SEC experience. He brought in some other receivers that were phenomenal, and he had Travis Hunter, which is the big thing. So then that next year, he was able to get Seaton. He was able to get Nikhai Hill-Graham, who had Big Ten stuff. So he did it. That second year, he had the pieces to do it right. But the knock against Coach Prime is that if he goes up against similar talent and superior coaching, he is not going to win.
Right.
Generally, that's been the pattern. If he goes up against inferior talent, which he was going through it thing. And here's the thing about right. So here's also the thing. He had a QB receiver combo that was phenomenal. One thing you cannot take away from Shedeur Sanders, even though Harry B and I talk about that stuff all day, is that Shedeur, once he got off schedule, was a
Don't start
playmaker.
giving Shedeur no credit, DC.
Oh no, I'm not done. I'm gonna give him this part of it. When he got off schedule,
Okay.
he was good. And because think about this: if you are good enough to get off schedule where you can drop the ball basically into a bucket, and you have a receiver that can catch it, no matter where you put it, you gonna win games. You gonna win at least 8 or 9 in the bottom of the P4.
Yeah.
But it is an anomaly because right now you have it, and who is to say that you're going to lose 38 seniors this year?
Right.
You only got 2 openings now in the no more. You don't have 2 open portal openings. You have it at the end, like December. So whatever you don't get from freshmen recruiting, and whatever you don't get in the portal in December, barring you're gonna lose people too.
Right.
This is what you're gonna get.
That's true. That's true. And another is anomaly. Another reason because Colorado has been historically bad. So you had what, 1 winning season, 2 winning seasons before he got there. Now you have 1 winning season. So they're still bad. So you just had a 9-win season, but it's like Colorado has been historically bad for the last 15 years.
But Colorado has already won 3 games. Now, we can still win games. I don't see it happening, but if Colorado wins more, then Colorado is building, right? Because when we first started, people were saying, you need 3 to 5 years. You need 3 to 5 years. So it seems like now Coach Prime doesn't get those 3 to 5 years graces no more because now he's losing. So what happened to that 3 to 5 year grace period that he's supposed to have? This is year 3. He got 2 more years.
It's how he's losing.
But there's no foundation though. That's the issue. Like the issue is there's no foundation. Like what you did at Jackson State worked at Jackson State because it's easy to get a FBS second string player and take him to FCS and look good. But right, you didn't build no foundation. Like where's the second and third years sophomores or the juniors and stuff like that? Where are those guys at? You got 38 seniors. You got
we got people there. I mean, they're not. I don't think all of the starters are built through Colorado, but Coach Prime is trying to bring those guys in because we got a sophomore in Jordan Seaton. We got Mathis there, so it's not all. It's not going to be. It's not going to be all starters.
But what I'm saying is those guys are not. They're not throughout the roster though. Those guys are not throughout the roster. You got 38 seniors. You got a couple sophomores and a couple.
KMS, you better stop playing with me. Mathis is important, okay?
So what's Mathis, the wide receiver? He's been on the team for this is 3rd year. Like, why is he not on the field?
He's on the field. He's playing special teams. Relax. Relax, dude. Relax.
Come on, man.
I'm talking
about getting real. For me, looking at the season, regardless of how the season finishes this year, it's important how he retains whatever players are going to be left over. Because what happened last year, you brought in some talented transfer portal guys. You hit on more of them than you missed on, but then they left out the door. They went to other places. So this year, you got some transfer portal guys in. Look, you got 38 seniors leaving out, but you probably looking at 10 to 15 people that may hit the transfer portal. I think it's important that you try to retain those 10 to 15 because those are the sophomores and juniors that are going to be in your program. So whether the coaching changes and all of that stuff, but you still have a culture with those players because players police players.
So let me ask you this,
guy come in If a new guy come in and he a senior or whatever like that, but I've been here 3 years and this new guy saying, dog, this how you need to do it. Nah, bro, I've been here 3 years. You doing it like this. Like
So let me ask you.
that's just how it's gonna go.
Let me ask you guys something. Absolutely, you too, Harry B. Had they kept Cormani, Hill Green, Benson, and Hood, and I think another person, had they kept
Yo,
those,
is Benson playing at Indiana? Is he playing at all?
yes,
Yeah,
I think he is.
He had
Yeah, he's
I
a
think
starter.
he's
He's
at
a
right
starter.
tackle.
He just
Yep. If he had kept
right tackle. Yeah, he started.
right, if he had kept all those, do you think it would look like this?
On the
It's hard to say,
defensive
man.
side,
No, I think he'll be further along.
I don't think.
I think it'll look like this.
On defense they would look a lot better, but offense would still be the issue. Like offense would still be the issue, but I think defense a little better. Like you got Hood. I heard he was up for the Jim Thorpe Award or a finalist or
He gonna be
semifinalist
a
for the
first
Jim Thorpe
rounder.
Award.
Yeah, he gonna be a first
Yeah,
rounder.
you had
Today.
a guy that was potentially going. That's a draft pick. I don't know what round he gonna go in, but he's going top 3 rounds. I would see.
McKinney is also right.
No, that guy's no.
No, McKinney coming back. He had an early projection. The year ain't going how it needs to go. You coming back to school. You don't start off as a projected first round and then the season end and you somewhere 5th, 6th, maybe undrafted. You go back.
Who
to
projected him as a first round? Coach Prime?
No, that was from the industry was.
Yeah, the industry.
I don't see first round corner. I don't see first round corner, but that's neither here nor there.
I want to double back to just because I don't want to leave this uncovered. You said Coach Prime is not a good coach. You said that emphatically.
Yeah.
I want to address that a little bit because I think that's subjective.
When it comes to X and O's, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's subjective because, I mean, if you look at how the league went last year, the Big 12 was wide open. It was a lot of teams were up and down, right? We could flip the Big 12 last year. Coach Prime was ranked the 4th at the top of all 4 teams that were ranked number 1 in the Big 12. He obviously lost a lot of talent. The talent caused him to regress. I will fault him on not making sure that he had the staff to get ready the people that he had that he was either recruiting or that he has. Because he got too many wishy-washy coaching staff on people on staff. And I can almost imagine Livingston being in a room with a bunch of guys that are not coaches and having to listen to them. And he going home and being like in the car, like, are you kidding me? Like that was the suggestion, right? So it's like, so I get that. But when you said Coach Prime is not a good coach, I can't co-sign that. There's a lot of things I can co-sign and I can have the argument, but he's not a good coach. Is not a head coach is not necessarily making the calls on the offense or the defense. He's like the CEO, and Coach Prime is one of the better CEOs that I know for a fact.
How? Okay, listen. I understand the fandom, but we got to get out of fandom. We got to tap into reality.
I'm with it. Like, let's go. Tell me how is it a fandom when I can back up what I'm saying?
Because okay, the part of being a coach is understanding, is putting together good staff, understanding the good staff, and sometimes it's the hire slow and the fire quick. So the thing is, you keep, for some reason, you have this loyalty to these guys, and I understand maybe they get NFL buddies and stuff like that. But you brought up last season, right? I'm gonna tell you why. They went into Kansas to go play Kansas for a chance at the Big 12 championship. That was the game, a must-win game, and they went in there and lost, and got outclassed. It was no reason why. What's the quarterback, number 6, and I forgot the running back. They went in there and had a field day, ran the ball up and down Airhill Field, ran the ball straight up down Colorado. That's a game they needed to win. The games that Colorado needs to win, they don't win. The changes he needs to make, he does not make. And then the one change that you shouldn't have made, you made in year 1 by demoting Sean Lewis Why would you do that? He was the best coordinator you had on your staff so far. He was a real legitimate coach.
I got a little pushback to that.
Go
So
ahead.
Sean Lewis got demoted because Sean Lewis already had a job lined
No,
up.
that's not why he got demoted. He took the job after getting demoted.
No. Coach
I don't know.
Prime
Yeah, I don't
came
know if
out-
the timeline is correct.
Yeah. Coach Prime came out and said, man, it's been a lot of stuff. It was during a bye week or whatever like that. Coach Prime came out and said, man, it's been a lot of things happening, man. A lot of things happening. A lot of people taking meetings with people and stuff like that. He said it during like the open.
So y'all believe everything Coach Prime said.
Look, man, I'm just going off of what my eyes see.
But
do I know it to be true? But I'm just trying to piece together a story. So he come out and he say that, and he says a lot of people taking meetings, things like that. All right, cool. Now, after the fact, you look at Shedeur with Sean Lewis. It wasn't a jail there. So immediately after Sean Lewis leaves, not even a week after he gone, the season is done at Colorado. He already got a job.
Right, that's true. I recall that, but okay, so
immediately.
But you know that's not how college jobs work, right?
But that's how it works.
You don't. You got the pre-interview. You got the interview.
You got to vet the person,
first of all,
right?
you got the vetting process.
So the week,
tell me how he has a job already.
The season end on Monday. Next Monday, Sean Lewis got a job.
Coaches do that in general, college, NFL, even in high school. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Why do they do that? Somebody's talking to that person already to say,
exactly.
You have interest in this job.
Well, hold on 1 second. Hold on, because Coach Prime did that. Didn't Coach Prime do that?
Got the job at Colorado doing the same thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Coach Prime looking at the situation like, man, are you already checked out?
But no, listen, no.
We trying to win.
Because Coach Prime doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It didn't happen with Sean Lewis.
I let you rap, brother, uninterrupted.
So it's okay. It's okay when he do it, but it's not okay when everybody else do it.
Are you agreeing then? Hey, JR, hold on. I think JR, hold on. So are you agreeing or disagreeing? Because you're saying Coach Prime did it, but you're disagreeing that Sean Lewis did it. So you can't have it both ways.
I'm saying coaches do this all the time. I'm an Eagles fan, right? I'm an Eagles fan. And
but you just said that you said Sean Lewis didn't do that.
No. I said that he took. I said he probably started taking the job like once he got demoted. Like he started taking more serious calls after he got demoted from OC.
But that's the timeline doesn't prove that. The timeline says that he was getting vetted while he was coaching. And Coach Prime probably
do that all the time. Listen,
Coach Prime didn't give him the go ahead.
Just hear me out.
Okay, hey, DC, if you're hold on 1 second, DC. Do you think that the head coach is like, okay, let's say, does the veterans have to approve your vetting process before you start getting vetted, or if you do it behind? Let's say that somebody said he left a resume on the copier and it was found. I don't know how true that is. But Nick Saban did not have to give you the go-ahead for one of his coaches, whether it was Signetti or it was, Midnight Mel. One of those dudes did not have to get the go-ahead to get vetted, or they can just take the meeting. Is that right, DC?
I mean, you can't really stop a coach from, that's part of the game. You have to assume that that's going on. Because you have to assume that if you have a coordinator worth your salt, that's what one of the things I have to say is that you do see the contradiction in all the arguments, because if he wasn't that good, nobody would have been looking for him for a head coaching job.
Yeah, he's 7-1 right now.
And I understand Sean Lewis left from a head coaching job to be a coordinator. So at the end of the day, he was, of course, trying to better himself. And you had to anticipate that. But I get what JR, I get what's being said. It's just to a point where we also have to realize while Coach Prime was coaching, he was having conversations too.
Can I make my point? What I'm saying is Coach Prime did the same thing when he was in Jackson State his last year. He admitted that Rich George was sending him pictures of Colorado. Everybody was speculating his whole last year at Colorado that he was going to TCU for interviews. That he was even the guy that did the weekly report at Jackson State. He was speculating. Will you be in Colorado? Will you be in Texas? Will you be in this? Coaches do this all the time because as a coach, right? You got to think other programs, sometimes they fire their head coaches in the middle of the season. So they need another head coach. So they start trying to vet head coaches that may be out there. So they don't have time for another team to wait for the end of the season for you to end your season because they got to start recruiting and doing all this other stuff. Same thing as Deion did. Because do y'all not think it was funny that the night that Deion announced he was going to Colorado, he had 5 or 6 people commit to Colorado the same night. He had Winston Watkins. He played Ole Miss now. He committed to Colorado the same night that Jackson State won the SWAC championship. He committed. I know this timeline like the back of my hand. He had 5 or 6 commits that same week. He had people jumping to the transfer portal.
I don't know that we're denying Deion's timeline, but I feel like you're trying to accept Deion's timeline, but you're not accepting the fact that
of Sean Lewis timeline.
Sean Lewis's timeline. You're trying to give us Deion's timeline like we're denying it.
No, you said that Sean Lewis. You said that Sean Lewis. The reason why he got demoted because he was accepting offers from other jobs. But coaches do that all the time. They entertain other jobs. He was a head coach at Kent State. He came to Colorado to be an OC. He got demoted. He's like, I was already a head coach at a Group of 5 school. If I'm demoted to not calling plays, why would I sit here and not entertain, other offers when that's what I was originally was? I'm not about to sit behind Coach Prime. He demoted me to some assistant OC and I can't call plays. He stripped me of my play calling duties. So why not go look for a head coaching job? That's what I was doing before. That don't make sense.
Let JR say his thoughts.
So what I'm saying, brother, I'm not saying what's wrong or what's right. I'm just piecing together a timeline. So they went into the bye week. Sean Lewis was still the offensive coordinator. He didn't get demoted at that time. They came back from the bye week. They played a game. They lost the game. Then Sean Lewis got demoted.
He got demoted after the Stanford game when they came back on when they was down 29-0 at halftime. That's when he got demoted after that game.
Exactly. After they came off of a bye week.
Right.
So they, like I said, they played USC. They lost. They went on a bye week. They came back and they played Stanford. They lost to Stanford. Sean Lewis got demoted. Within that week, Coach Prime mentioned whether we choose to believe it or not, or he could just be talking out the side of his neck. He said, man, people out here taking meetings and things like that, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. So whether it's wrong or it's right, that's a part of it. But Coach Prime, I'm assuming, felt some type of way. So he like, well, man, you about to leave. If you leave him, what does an offer from us look like? All those things could have been done because they was cooking. They scoring 32 points a game. You don't want to let 32 points a game walk out the door.
Is that not hypocritical though? Do you not think is that not hypocritical that he did the same thing? That's how he got the job at Colorado.
When we talking about Jackson State to Colorado, if I'm making 100,000 compared to making 5 million, there's no question, brother. Walk out the door. I'm not saying morally what's wrong or what's right, but what I'm saying is that Sean Lewis was in the position. He was pretty much walked out of Bowling Green. He was walking out. It was either you gonna be fired or we letting you go. We letting you go, or you can go look for another job. But either way, you're not coming back to Bowling Green because the recipe. Although he had a good, situation scoring points, they were not winning games at Bowling Green.
He was at Kent State.
Sean Lewis looked for a better opportunity. Hey, I'm trying to get to be a power 4 coach. Sean Lewis said that himself. I'm trying to be a power 4 coach. So you go to a program, you're putting up 32 points, somebody else come knocking at the door, a group of 5 program where you just left from. Now, Sean Lewis probably could have been up to his head with Coach Prime, like, look, man, you're not letting me run my offense how I want to run it, da-da-da-da. That internally could have been happening. But to me, you don't make a upward move and then to go back down. You were already at G5. So Sean Lewis said to himself, I'm looking to be a Power 4 coach. If a Power 4 program came knocking on his door, absolutely. Arkansas came knocking at your door, absolutely. Take the job. That's another Power 4 program. But you leaving Colorado to then go back to a Group of 5 school. Now, he bet on himself. They 7-1 this year. They'll probably come knocking on Sean Lewis' door now to be like, hey, man, that Arkansas job, it look real good right now. You want to take it? But at the time, Coach Prime looking like, all right, man, we got you here. It seems like we're cooking with something. We scoring 32 points a game. You ready to leave? Can we offer you more money possibly? Or are you just ready to go?
Well, that's not what well, first of all, I didn't think it was about the money. And I'm not trying to make it about the money. That's not where my stance was at. I think we're a little off topic. But what I'm saying is he was at Kent State as a head coach. He came to CU as an OC. It was making more money as an OC than he was a head coach at Kent State. He was doing well as with the offense. I mean, yes, they had troubles running the ball, but that wasn't totally on him because they didn't have the personnel to do so. My thing is, y'all say that he got demoted based off him taking interviews. All I'm saying is coaches do this all the time. I'm an Eagles fan, right? When we lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs the first time, our defensive coordinator stayed in Arizona and took the Arizona Cardinals job the next day. Same thing last year when we won a Super Bowl. Our offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, he stayed in in Louisiana and took the Saints job. They was doing that the whole time.
You know how that happens in the NFL. The organization has to actually give you permission to do it.
I know that. I know that. I'm not making about that. I understand the nuances, but what I'm saying is my point is even during the season as going on, coaches on staffs are taking jobs from other coaching staffs.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is that if we work together and we partners, and then you come and tell me, well, hey man, I made an agreement with this company. They're gonna buy us out 100%, and you never even talk to me. We supposed to be partners in this? I'm gonna be like, no, that's not happening. I'm probably just gonna take you to court. I'm not just gonna be like, all right, well, yep.
But we talking about.
Hey, let me ask this question though, because we got to move on from this. This question is important. We got to understand, is it when somebody wins, then we think about the fact that it could have been a great fit? What if it wasn't a good fit? If you leave your girl leaves you, I said this on another live. If a girl leaves you, she goes to a rich dude and all of a sudden she's driving a G-Wagons or whatever she wants to drive. I mean, are we just saying, oh yeah, she got an upgrade and you a bum? Or she's just in a different situation. So he's 7-1. His first year, he didn't do so well, right? Is it just about winning? Or is there more to this than just about winning? Maybe it wasn't a fit. So he's winning. Coach Prime made a mistake. Is that all it is?
No, the issue was the issue had nothing to do with not being a good fit. The issue is the fact that.
But how do you know that?
From what the rumors or the speculation was from people inside the CU who report on this stuff daily and who have access to the information, that they were upset because Shedeur was taking a lot of hits under the offense that they was running because they couldn't run the ball. They had to basically throw the ball to win games. So they was upset because they felt as though that Sean Lewis and his office was going to get Shedeur hurt. But I don't think that was the issue. Well, in my opinion, the issue was they just had an O-line to protect Shedeur, but that's neither here nor there. So what I heard was that Shedeur and Sean Lewis was kind of butting heads from the talking heads that I heard from the inside. So it didn't really have nothing to do with Sean Lewis being bad. It's just him and Shedeur. He didn't like the offense So
it wasn't a good fit then. That's what I'm saying. Like the fit that didn't work. It wasn't a good fit, but we can't start saying, oh, he left and Coach Prime made a mistake. Because people can win without you and they can lose without you. Even if they lose, you can't say they're losing because they left you. So it can work the reverse too. So if he's losing, it doesn't mean that he made a mistake for leaving Colorado. That's why he's losing.
No, I'm not saying Sean Lewis made a mistake leaving Colorado. I'm saying that Coach Prime made a mistake
And I'm arguing against that. I'm arguing against what you're saying. Coach Prime made a mistake, but if Sean Lewis was losing, then you can use the argument and say, well, he made a mistake for leaving Coach Prime. Right? So it's it doesn't always work that way.
No, I didn't say Sean Lewis made a mistake. I'm saying Coach Prime made a mistake by demoting him the first year.
I'm arguing against that. I'm telling you, I'm arguing against your comment.
Okay, so what are you arguing against?
My argument is because Sean Lewis is winning doesn't mean that it was the right fit for Coach Prime, and Coach Prime didn't have the right to let him go because he's winning. Because if he was losing, you couldn't just say that, oh, he made a mistake, right? If you can't say that because it's hard for you to qualify or quantify that.
Well, okay, I understand that, but the thing is, he has a track record. When he came from CU from Kent State was a Group of 5 program, right? Coach Lewis is an offensive minded guy, so okay, so it'll be different. They like Kent State was one of the best offenses in the country that year. That before he left as the head coach from Kent State, they went down to Georgia, and I watched this game. They went down to Athens, Georgia, and gave Georgia a hard time. Like that was one of Georgia's closest games that year. I think they ended up winning the national championship.
No, we're talking about we're missing each other. We're missing each other.
No, let me finish my point. What I'm saying is the fact that he has a track record as far as being an offensive-minded guy. So even if he was at San Diego State where he's 7-1 now and he was losing, are they losing because of the offense not scoring points, or they losing because they can't stop nobody? Like I feel as though there would be nuances to the situation, in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like it's not just as easy to look at somebody and say, oh, well, they have a good track record. Like I'm still using the girl situation, right? Everybody knows it'll be a nice girl, whatever it is. All right, I get it, but it doesn't mean that was right for Coach Prime. So if Coach Coach Prime said, hey man, look, I understand you have a good record, but you are not working. My son is getting killed. Whatever is going on, it's just not working for the system I got over here. So I gotta let you go. Now, if that's a mistake or not, you gotta live with that. Because if somebody just ain't working for you, it's toxic for you, then you just gotta let them go. Let them go win somewhere else. But if they start winning, and you coming back and be like, "Oh, Coach Prime is dummy. He's stupid for letting Sean Lewis go." No, we happy for him winning.
Why I'm saying it was a bad idea to let him go because the fact that
so you keep the toxic in house.
No,
just because he has a winning record.
Okay, listen. The only reason why people feel as though it's toxic because the quarterback was Shedeur, Deion's son. It would have been a Caden Salter back there or something like that. I think he still would have been on the coaching staff. And they
Caden Salter's weak. Don't mention his name. Sorry,
well, I don't honestly. That's a whole nother story. I don't think he's weak. I just don't. What they're doing is they misusing him. That's really what's happening. So once again, that's a Coach Prime issue. Why are you bringing an RPO quarterback into your system when your system is a pro-style offense? So you needed a quarterback like Julian Lewis. You should have started him for day one because that was a more quarterback that left your system. And so you added not, you know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be a big discrepancy. You seen what happened when Julian Lewis got in the game. He threw a 75, 80-yard touchdown. Like Caden Salter ain't really did drop back and threw one of those all year. That's not his offense. He can't run that. He's an RPO type guy. He needs a good run game, and he's able to affect the defense with his legs because he's a running quarterback. This offense is not for him. This is another prime issue of, well, no pun intended, of him not being a good coach, getting the right personnel. Listen, what the difference? The biggest difference between NFL and college. The difference between NFL and college is more schematic. You have to out scheme people because it's and get personnel to fit the scheme. The NFL is more personnel based. That's why you hear in the NFL, oh, we a quarterback away, or we need a tackle, or we need a guard, or we need a corner, we need a linebacker. Because in college, right? You got to think, especially now, is the fact like players are not there for a long time. It's like it used to be 3 or 4 years you get a player, so they constantly rotate. So if I'm constantly changing my schematics to the personnel, I'm always going to be in disarray. So in college, you always had to have a system. For instance, let's look at Chip Kelly when he was in Oregon. He had the same system, and he went to go recruit the same type of quarterback, a running quarterback who was there was an RPO type guy. He had Marcus Mariota. He had Dennis Dixon. But it was another black quarterback they had. He had these, and he had small linemen who can run. That's what college is about, schematics. Now, Alabama is a whole different type of beast. They run a pro-style offense, but it also has superior talent as well. So that's the biggest issue. You don't have a scheme, and you keep running this whatever. I don't even know what they're doing at this point. It's mismanagement of personnel, it's mismanagement of the scheme as well. So that's his issue.
I mean, I can't totally disagree with you because right now I feel like right now I'm just hollering, just get rid of Pat Shurmur. Bring in a real college coach that understands schemes and how to disrupt, the pre-snap situations. I don't know what Coach Prime and his team are doing with the pre-snaps, but it just looks too stale. It looks too vanilla. I feel like they need to do more with the pre-snap.
It's a NFL system. It's an NFL system. It works when you have the people to run it, and it also works when you have a guy like Travis Hunter who can just make crazy plays. You know what I'm saying? So he covering up for a lot of mistakes. Because you can't tell me last year they was doing the same thing. They was throwing the ball into the flats, and Travis Hunter was catch the ball and he was spin and take it 50, 60 yards for a touchdown. Same as LaJohntay Webster. Same as Jimmy Horn. So they was covering up for a lot of mistakes that they can't cover up for now. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's more to it. I promise you, if you would have had these same players last year, they probably don't win 9 games. That's just what it is. If you would have brought those players back this year, I mean, they probably would win. They probably would have won 3 or 4 more games.
The Big 12 got way, way better. First of all, the Big 12 is exactly what they were predicting for last year. So it fell flat from last year, but then this year I'm seeing exactly what the predictions were. And I said, hey man, look, the Big 12 is getting better, but I didn't see the same movement for Prime. We just kept saying, oh, we're losing Travis and we're losing Shedeur. But I'm like, okay, if we're losing Travis and Shedeur, what are their replacements? We need a serviceable quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
We need a serviceable quarterback. And I feel like I thought that when we were all saying, oh my gosh, Kaden Salter got all these yards, I thought he was going to be somebody like King over there with Georgia Tech, and then also I thought he was going to be like Castelletto, whatever his name is, Cass. I'm just calling him Cass at FSU. I thought he was going to be that, but then he turns out to be a dud. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I mean, the thing is, if he was in an offense that's more suitable to his skill set, you will see a better him. But the thing is, so this is where the malpractice comes in, because if you knew he was going to get that type of quarterback, you shouldn't want to go get a coordinator that fit that type of scheme. Or the simple solution is you should have never got a quarterback that ran that system. You should have just started Julian Lewis from day one. And if you wanted a guy out the portal that can run what Shedeur did, you should have found a quarterback that was more pro style, that can drop back and pass. Like that's a malpractice right there.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with that.
You said, huh?
I said, unfortunately, I have to agree with that.
Yeah, I'm like, what I'm trying to tell you, like, I understand Coach Prime is a good motivator and all that stuff, the CEO, but you can't tell me right now that, like, he can go out there and call plays. He can go out there and scheme up an offense versus defense.
Coach Prime won what, high school championships?
Man,
calling plays. So
listen, playing a game of football and being a coach, they're not compatible at all.
I know, but I mean, but remember we talked about earlier, he lacked he skipped the line. If he was a coordinator, the natural progression would be to JUCO, or at least the FCS, which he did.
Listen,
right?
What I'm trying to say
was that not the natural? I'm just answer that question. Was that not the natural progression?
What?
He was a high school coordinator, and then naturally went to the FCS. That was a natural progression.
That's not the natural progression. Like, no.
Tell me what it is.
We talking about coordinating high school offense versus college guys that been coaching for 20, 15, 30 years, however long.
How did they get their start? That's what I'm asking you.
Because sometimes they start as a grad student, as a grad assistant, and they make work days to quality control. Then you might become a position coach. Then you might.
You want Prime to be a grad assistant?
No, I'm saying no. You asked me what's the progression of a coach. That's the
When we talking
progression of a
about
coach.
Prime was he was a high school coordinator. If you're a high school coordinator, isn't your next step to college?
Yeah, but not.
So that's
as
what
a
he
head
did.
coach. But not as a head coach. You ain't
Oh,
seen
you
no.
mean go be an OC?
Yeah,
You mean
might
go be an OC in college?
Yeah, you might go from a head coach to a position coach to a assistant OC or pass game coordinator or run game coordinator, and then you might become an OC or DC, whatever side of the ball that you specialize in. But you don't go from a high school head coach to a college head coach. Nobody does that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a few out there that do it, but I understand what you're saying.
Who? Tell me who.
I understand it too.
The coach from the coach that's at Texas Tech right now. He was a high
went
school
from
coach.
a high school head coach straight to so he just jumped the line from high school head coach coaching.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
And he at the University of Texas Tech head coach.
Okay, well, I mean, shit, that they far and few between. I see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, but it's guys out there they do it.
The coach high school be a head coach, a high school head coach to be a Power 5 college head coach. You got to have one hell of a scheme and one hell of a system and be one hell of a coach.
Or be in a system that wins. If you're in a Texas system that's winning, I think wasn't it Coach Prime? What was it, 4A or 5A or whatever in Texas it was?
It was
I
think it was private. It was like a private league or something like that.
Private school, man. We talking
so
about
what was it? Was it a 4A?
Something like that.
Let's bring on Todd Smith. Todd Smith, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing today? Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what it do, what it is, and what it ain't gonna be. What's happening, Harry?
Man, what up with you, man? All is well.
Man, chilling, man. Prime and then was in class 4A here in Dallas. In the
4A, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So what is that worth? In the bigger scheme of things, what is 4A in Texas worth? Because 4A in Texas could be a 5A somewhere else.
No,
Yeah,
we talk about private school though. Private school.
4A, it don't make a difference. 4A in Texas, you can be a 5A somewhere else in another state.
Yeah.
So
in Texas, because Texas is a natural football state.
Yeah.
But
they'll probably kill any 5A. They'll probably kill any 5A from DC.
They can. I ain't gonna say they're gonna kill them, but they can compete. Your 5A here is like your South Lake Carrolls. You can Google these schools. South Lake Carrolls. They ran football here in the early 2000s for a long time until Cedar Hill, where that's where Kalen Salter played. You got Cedar Hill, you got Duncanville, you got DeSoto High School. DeSoto High School 5A, you got Duncanville Class 6A Division 2. So only thing we don't have is 7A schools like they have in Georgia.
Is it Florida?
Juju came from 7A school in Georgia. Carroll.
Is Florida and Georgia are they like head to head in recruiting and whatnot and systems?
As far as what, high school students?
No, as far as like the classifications.
You got it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for linemen and stuff like that, you're gonna be hunting around Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Ohio, certain areas like that. But now you talk about skilled position players, like some fast cats. Yeah, you're looking around Florida, man. Florida, Texas.
So can I catch you a question since you're from the Texas area? So do you think that the coach, that high school that Shedeur went to, which was, I guess, a private school, as from my recollection, I guess, can those guys compete with a Duncanville or DeSoto or
No.
I'm not from Texas, so
No.
that's my point.
No. But let me tell you this: they weren't your typical private school. Truth wasn't your typical private school. Truth was recruiting kids, top tier talent from all over the country, all over the state of Texas. So they had a powerhouse team. But to say that they could compete with a more stable program like Duncanville, where those kids had been playing together since youth, no. Duncanville is a different type of animal.
Right. Okay.
Love Moves got a question for y'all. Are private schools in the same division as private public schools?
It just depends on what state you're in. In Texas, yes, because it just goes off of zoning, because it's not enough private schools. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not.
But why do
enough
they have their
private
own? So why do
schools.
they have their own championships then? Like why does a team like Duncanville or DeSoto or Allen, Texas, why do they have their own championship from the private league schools?
Yeah, because my son went to private school in New York, and they have their own, like, he wrestled, so they have their own, like, Catholic school championship. They don't mess with the
Yeah,
private
I played football in North Carolina, so we had you had your public league, your public schools, they had their state championships, and then you had your private schools, they had their own state championships. Right now I live in Philadelphia, so they have your public league, and then you got your Catholic league schools. So they don't play the same division. They may play like out of conference games or something like that. That may schedule.
Yeah, but when it comes to like playoffs and championships, they don't play together.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to like divisions and stuff like that, they don't play together. So
the reason why they don't play together, because the disparity would be so drastic every year. Think about Truth. All right, when Coach Hart was the head coach and Coach Prime there, and they able to recruit all of this talent. Okay, now you extract both of them away, and then you just put some other coaches in. Does that program still float against Duncanville that they may play once every 2 years or something like that, or North Shore or whatever the Dallas-Fort Worth school? So that's why they have a different championship for them, but they'll still put them in the same classification. It's just a different championship.
What is TAPS?
That part.
Hey, Tim, what's TAPS?
If I were to take a guess, probably Texas Association, private.
Tim, this is your field. What is TAPS? Oh, Tim is probably busy. You hear us, Tim? He's probably busy. But Trinity's DMT says Trinity played in TAPS. He's probably from the Texas area. I'm not sure.
But I just got a question because I don't think my question was answered though. Like schematically, what does Prime bring to a football team outside of all the other stuff, the glitz and the glamour and the motivation? We talk about schematically. If he had to go out there and scheme up some plays.
Well, you're talking about the head coach. So you're not asking that from the head coach. You're asking that from the OC, aren't you?
No, but I mean,
don't the head coach go out and don't the head coach have to go out and get his OC?
Well, not necessarily, because there's some head coaches that call plays. But maybe not.
No, I get it. But Coach Prime doesn't call plays. So when you're asking him for schemes, Coach Prime he's had OCs. He's not a play caller.
But that's what I'm saying. But not every head coach is a CEO type head coach. Like you can be a offensive minded head coach.
We're talking about Prime. We're not talking about any other head coach. You're asking specifically about Prime,
right? So my question.
Why are you asking about schemes? He doesn't call plays.
That's my point. That's my question. So if he had to coordinate or put up a game plan of offense, what does he bring? Like, what's his system? What type of system? If he fired Pat Sherman today, he said, "I'm taking over the play calling." What type of plays would he out there calling? Is my question.
I mean, we're about to get into hypotheticals here, so that's not necessarily a conversation I'm trying to get into. Hypotheticals, because that doesn't help our conversation. Because I think you're just trying to box Prime. You're just trying to prove Prime. You're still on your Prime ain't a good coach type of spiel. So you just want to box him in.
It's not because it's not even like it's not even, bro. I just think the whole thing has been butchered. It's from the culture standpoint, from the X's and O's standpoint, from the staffing to the recruiting. Because another thing is, you were in Colorado, right? And I'm not about to sit here and tell anybody that Colorado, the state of Colorado, is the king of football. I ain't about to tell you that. But why aren't you farming the best talent in Colorado? Like, why don't you have those connections with the high schools where I'm pretty sure they got some running backs or some wide receivers or some linemen or some, you know what I'm saying, that can come.
But where they at though? Where are they going to school? How come you don't hear about them?
What you mean? Like where they get recruited from?
Where are they? If they're in Colorado, where are they going? Who's recruiting the Colorado players?
They should be going to Colorado. How many people on the Colorado
I'm asking.
team?
If you're saying like there's talent there, right? Who are the talent? Like where are they in Alabama? Are they at Georgia? Where are they?
That's on the Colorado team right now?
It just depends.
And the players that the high level players, the D1 players in Colorado, where are they going? I'm asking.
They're not going to Colorado. That's my point. I don't know where
they're
going.
not, but I'm countering your argument by saying you probably don't hear about them much because they probably don't have them.
No, bro. Nah, you can't tell me. You cannot tell me that the state of Colorado. I don't know how big the state of Colorado is, but I'm pretty sure it's a good sized state. They don't have anybody of any quality at all. You can't sit here and tell me that at no division of high school football. You can't tell me that.
I don't think there isn't like. I don't know that there isn't any Colorado players like on that team. I don't know the team this year that much to tell you that, oh, they don't have no Colorado players on that team. I can't tell you that. I don't know if any of us can.
The players they got from Colorado that's probably on the team are probably the punters, the kickers, back.
No, I think the kickers are from like Australia.
Okay, the punter from Australia.
My point is, where is the homegrown talent on the team? Like, that's my point. And you can't sit here and tell me that there's nobody that's good in the state of Colorado that you shouldn't be focused on. Because what's the guy, McChesney? He said that he coached these guys that's in the state of Colorado. He said that he says that he coaches guys that being offered from other programs in Colorado is not even taking a look at the guys that he trains up. That's what he says. He said he got connections with these guys.
All right, let's answer that. I'm gonna give the panel a chance to answer the question you're really not asking. But let me bring on East Coast Cav first before we tackle the question that you're not asking, because I know where you're going. Well, you're just lining us up. But hold on,
I mean, I'm just trying to get y'all the real, man.
I know the real. I know what you're doing. I'll peep game. Hey man, East Coast Cav, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for calling in, brother. I appreciate you. What up with you?
I appreciate you too. And I just want to let you know. First of all, let me salute the panel, salute the brothers on the panel, everyone in the chat. Let me not be, I have to be cordial. But my main question is, I don't care about Matt. I don't care about DNVR. What was your gripe with Buffton Prime?
My gripe? There was no gripe. I told you they were a casualty of the name.
That was casualty of the name.
That's just it. That was it. So are
you sure about that? Let me paint it for you.
You're here to defend your guys and them.
You're daggone right.
Put them guns down because this ain't what you want. I guarantee you.
It is what I want.
It ain't what you want. I promise you, you ain't want this.
Where you from again? What part of New York?
Don't even worry about it. This ain't what you
from
want.
Brooklyn, right? So you from the crib. You from the crib. I'm from Crown Heights. You from Brooklyn.
You don't want
so you know how we get down. So you know how we get down, brother.
I know how we get down. You already know how we get down.
I just want to make sure that you have a gripe with them brothers, because all they do is get their opinions based on the film.
When they came to the fold, I welcomed them with love and arm. I told you they were just a casualty of the name, but I ain't afraid of you or them.
The casualty of the name.
That was what it was, but I ain't afraid of you or them.
I'm glad you're not. I want you to be afraid.
I just want to make that clear.
I like when my victims fight back. No, what I'm saying is,
victim.
What I'm saying is, brother. What I'm saying is, my problem with Colorado and Coach Prime. When did they invite
you on the show?
I'm sorry.
When did they make you a member of the show?
Who made me a member of what?
When did they make you a member of their show?
I'm not a member of any show.
So then why the heck you?
I'm a man that sees it the way it is. I call it the way it is. My only gripe is that what's going on up there in Colorado.
Well, why are you up here trying to check me for them? Why you can't check them for themselves?
They don't have to. Just consider me a liaison.
Tell me why you here checking them.
Consider me a liaison, brother.
What is it? What is it that you offering? Is what I'm trying to understand. Like,
yeah, what are you saying? What are you here to say?
Yeah.
No, what I'm here to say is I'm here to comment on everything that happened this past week, because you brought it up.
What did I bring up?
You started your comment off by Buffton Prime. Like,
right,
so
because he started off his show with Buffton Prime. Because he started off his show with Buffton Prime. And I want to make sure there's no gripe with them guys.
Buffton Prime. I did not.
You did. I clipped your recording. Just so you
East
know.
Coast.
I didn't start the show. I said the show was about the fight, the infight that was going on with the Colorado local media. Right? That was the Colorado local media that were fighting.
Okay.
Right. And then I think later on in the show, which I don't have to defend myself on my own show. So
you don't.
All right. Okay. Just let's just make sure that I'm not afraid of you or them.
I don't want you to be afraid.
All right. So
don't be scared.
In the show, I made
I don't bite.
I made a point. I ain't afraid of you, bro. I'm gonna let you know that.
I don't want you to be afraid of me.
Okay.
I like when my victims fight back.
I ain't your victim. So anyway, I said, look, man, you should. Nobody like these guys are trying to parlay with Prime and they're trying to get in there, be all nice and everything. You should just be yourself. Don't try to get in nice. You got to be very careful because if you're media, you got to be very careful to make sure that you're not too far in there. You know what I'm saying? And then I put myself in a position where I was trying to make sure that I was not in there. And I said, hey, make sure, because I'm not buffed in Prime. Like, hey, Prime ain't buffing nothing in here. I said that. And then I said, I ain't got nothing against you, buffed in Prime. This is you're just a casualty of that name, that word. That's what I said.
I want to tell you something else, Harry. The problem with there in Colorado media is that Coach Prime has them people by the testicles, if I could say that respectfully.
Are you going to address the buffed in thing? Because that's what you brought up.
No, if that's your word, I'm going to take your word for it.
That was all. That's what I said.
I believe you're sincere. I believe you're sincere. But my problem is the people in the media, are they afraid?
I mean,
go ahead.
I just want to say something after Kev finish.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask a question. Are the Colorado media afraid that if they ask Coach Prime the wrong questions, that they're gonna lose access to Coach Prime? They're gonna get Sean Keeler. Remember Sean Keeler? He was the one that asked him all these questions, and then all of a sudden he's banned from coming to the campus. Is that what we're dealing with now? That's what it seems like with DNVR and all the rest of these guys. No disrespect to them. I know
Kev, can you hear me? Hold on 1 second. Somebody asked earlier how to get on the show. I just put up the email. That's jointlplive@gmail.com. If you ask to get on the show, I think that was DMT Zell. jointlplive@gmail.com. I got like 25 minutes left. So if you want to come on the show, email me. I'll send you the link. Go ahead, Kev.
That's the main thing I want to know. Are they afraid that if they ask Coach Prime fair questions that are supposed to be asked to any coach, that they're going to lose access? Remember what they did to Sean Keeler last year? He can't come up to the campus.
That's what I've been saying from the beginning, because it's all about relationship. The way that the media works is, I've been in the media for like over 20 years. The way that the media works, you got to be very careful, because some people know how to sun you because they want you to do their bidding. So you got to be very careful. So if you're going to get in there and you're going to friend somebody, if you're going to become friendly with somebody, then what happens is you cannot be as objective as the media needs to be, because now you are somebody's friend. And whenever you want to be objective, you got to curb the enthusiasm that you have about how you were going to approach that commentary that you said. Like, what's the guy name that's on ESPN? He said he lost LeBron. He lost friends with KD because he had to talk about LeBron's son, right?
No,
you talking about Stephen A. Smith?
No.
Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
Right? Because when Bron came onto the scene, he had to talk about Bron legit, because he's actually doing a job. He's being paid to provide commentary. So how is he going to like curb his enthusiasm about what he really thinks about Bronny if he's friends with LeBron James, right? So that's why I'm saying you got to be very careful how you handle relationships in the media. If you're going to become somebody's friend, it's going to be very tough for you to be objective when it comes to your opinions about their game on the field. So are they scared? I don't think they're scared. I think they're just trying to do business, but I don't know if they're doing business the right way when it comes to like being friends. You feel me? Like it's very tough. It's a thin line between, the personalities and the media. Very thin line. If you don't know how to play those lines, you can really get caught up, because when the tough gets going and you really got to provide some objective thoughts and viewpoints, it's going to be very hard to do that. You see that with the DMV people.
Can I ask a question?
DMVR.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yes,
Tal Smith wanted to talk after you, and then DMT Zell wants to come on after Tal Smith. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say this: like, Coach Prime has given this platform for everybody to eat off of his name. Number one,
for sure.
Like, he's opening up businesses for individuals, and everybody is trying to get. Some people in the media, they trying to get close to him. For what reason, I don't know. But
for that reason, you just gave the reason.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you're trying to get that close to him, because once it's all said and done, you're not gonna have any ties to him whatsoever. That's just point blank, period. Like, if you're not in with him, like you didn't come with him, then you just another number out there floating around. So being able to speak your mind freely, and I don't understand why some men they scared to speak their mind. Like, I didn't grow up with Coach Prime. I don't know Coach Prime personally, but I will judge him on this football thing, whether it's good or bad. And I can care less what people think about me for saying what I'm gonna say, because
but you ain't got no channel. You ain't got no channel to protect. Hey,
but look,
but Tim, you been here though, Tim. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you up, but I did mean to cut you up to make this point. Right. You've been around here when you saw me trying to navigate my way through the prime, the heavy prime people versus when we wanted to speak our mind. When you saw me after every show, when we really had to go in and I had to take those blows, I'm losing 20 subscribers over here. I'm losing 50. And I used to tell you boys, I used to say, I know I'm going to lose subscribers, but we got to speak our mind, because there's going to come a time where, you know what I'm saying, this is going to go left and everybody's going to they're going to want to just speak their mind. And I don't want to get caught up in a situation where I'm just feeding the prime people only. I'm not going to grow. There's no leverage in that.
There's no leverage in it. You don't want to be a pundit, bro. That's the same thing that a lot of, and I don't mean to get political, but I'm finna get political. That's what a lot of Republicans are doing right now.
Oh boy.
To Donald Trump. I'm just keeping it.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm just
East Coast Kev is on here. Be careful. He's a pro.
I know Kev is. You know what I mean?
He's a Donald Trump guy. But hold on. Let me. Hey Tim, hold the line. Let me bring on DMT Zell. DMT Zell, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. Is this the first time caller?
Yes, it is. What's happening, fellas?
Hey man, what up with you? You coming in hot like East Coast Kev, or what's up with you?
I ain't coming in hot. I think you got to set the record straight about the state of Colorado and just Prime.
Okay, let's hear it. You got some new perspective. Let's hear it.
I've been a fan of Prime since the beginning. I mean, I watched them when they were, on.
Are you a BWB?
I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying, like, I'm a follower of good football. I love football. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. I always knew what Prime was. I liked the story with his kids. I used to watch TV shows, so I kind of watched the ascension. But I do think Prime has a lot of traits and characteristics that is going to I don't want to say get him fired, but I don't want him to run this program into the ground. One of the things I've been saying since year one is that you cannot build a program through the portal. You cannot do it in college football. Now, it's good for your first, year one.
What says you about the people that are doing it, like the Siggies?
Signetti's not going to sustain that. He's still getting guys in the high school. He's still recruiting out of the high school range. You still have to pull in 20 to 25 high school
So it's Prime. Wait. What's the number?
Not getting 20 to 25 high school recruits. Right now,
he's not at all.
He has 12 commits right now. If you look at 247 right now for high school. Last year, I think he signed maybe about 15 to 18 guys, and a few of those high school guys he got like later on in the cycle. They were some low level 3-star guys he brought in late. You need to have going into December, because now the portal windows are closed. Only one portal window. You got an early signing period, and you got the February signing period. You want to have at least 20 to 22 guys already in your class by December.
What percentage is that? Because you know over here, we're running the 40-40-20. So what percentage, if you got 20 guys from high school, what percentage of that fits into that equation?
I don't like the 40. I don't think that methodology is sustainable. I've always said you got to have, it may work the year 1 and 2, but
so what is your suggestion for the equation?
You got to go 60 to 70% high school. Period.
In today's college football?
Listen, hey, Harry, can I say this real quick? I'm sorry.
Georgia's class, go look at Alabama's class, go look at Ohio State's class, go look at any team that's competing in the playoffs. You're going to see they still have 25 or so guys signed to their class that are from high school. And they're going to probably bring in 7 to 8 transfers that can actually fill in voids that they need, that they know guys that can plug and play right away. But you got to have high school kids.
Yeah, I got pushback too.
In your program. You cannot just go heavy transfers every year, especially as the portal gets more competitive. See, Prime caught it early when he first got in. Portal wasn't really jumping like that. Guys were, really looking for places to play. The NIL money wasn't as high. Now the portal spots are competitive. So if you want a top 10, 15 guy in the portal, you're going to have to compete with Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Penn State, Ohio State, because they're going to say, hey, that's the guy that we need to win a championship, to make a playoff. So we're willing to give this one guy $1 or $2 million to come play for us. Whereas Prime, he's trying to load up on a bunch of these guys every year. You're not going to be able to do it. So it's your best bet is to go ahead, find your in-state recruiting pipelines, get some Colorado guys, get some North Texas guys, get some Arizona guys, and get you some California guys. You got to get those high school relationships, go in, do the traditional way, get you 20, 25 high school players, and then you go get you 10 to 15 guys in the portal that can help you right away. With that dirty, you don't have them losing.
All right.
Yeah, but real quick, I want to say one thing real quick.
Let's get East Coast Cav pushback first. Go ahead.
It's not pushback because I agree with him. But to even dig even further, back at Jackson State, I feel the overall problem is he don't scheme right for the teams that he about to play. I'll give you an example. Last week they played Utah, right? So it was Utah. No, this week they played Arizona. Last week was Utah.
Oh, the week before Arizona, you mean?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we played the Utes. Yeah, we got demolished by the Utes. Yeah.
So you had 2 weeks to prepare for this team. Yep. You had 2 weeks. Now, keep in mind, Utah switched quarterbacks because I think their main quarterback got injured. I think Bird, the freshman, played. Mind you, you didn't scheme for that game. You had you have one quarterback that the main quarterback is I think is Lampier. He's right-handed. Bird is left-handed. That may not seem like a lot, but that means so much as to where you can blitz the guy, where you can set up packages to set coverages. That means a lot. So when you don't prepare and scheme, you get 50-0 scores, 50-7, 50-14. You get that type of stuff. See, in Jackson State, Jackson State, Coach Prime was able to out-talent the other teams. He can get some of those people that fell from the SEC, those players that fell from the Big Ten, fell from the ACC or whatever. Here, now that you're in FBS, you're going to have to coach.
And in a Celebration Bowl back-to-back years, he got out-coached.
And he got out-coached back-to-back.
All right, so, okay, hold on line. You all make your point. Let me get Todd Smith in. Let me control the board. Todd Smith, your pushback got 30 seconds.
All right, cool. Coach Prime formula is not sustainable. Here's why.
Okay, are you gonna provide me a number besides 40-40-20?
He needs 80%, 20% high school students. If you got all those goals, Jack.
Wait. Where does those numbers fall? 80% high school?
He need 80% high school, 20%.
So you're going even higher than JD. Not JD. Who was talking?
But I have a reason why.
Oh, okay. There was DMT was talking, right?
Yeah, I was being generous with that 70. I'm more aligned with him with the 80, honestly.
Okay, and this is why I say 80-20. For the simple fact you don't have the bag. So therefore you do have gold jackets. So therefore you probably able to retain a lot more of those high school students versus those portal player students. Texas, in the state of Texas, it's going to be hard to recruit in the state of Texas because you got one Big 12 team, Texas Tech that has the bag that can afford to pay millions of dollars. They got that oil field money. So you're going to lose a lot of guys that way. You got 2 SEC teams. You got Texas A&M and you have Texas Tech. Those are majority of the pipeline to the NFL because they're pretty much NFL ready. So therefore, Coach Prime he's fighting a uphill battle, remaining in Colorado, thinking that he's going to win now like he wants to do, just bringing in a brand new team each and every year because you don't have enough trench players to bring in to win right now.
All right, so before I get to the next person, right? That's JR Boxing.
Can I go after him?
Sure. I just want to make sure that we're being fair to the situation that Coach Prime is in. I just want to make sure that we're, like you're saying, 80, like if you're brought in the way coaches are getting fired nowadays, right? Just because we're looking at it only from a coaching standpoint. We're not looking at it from coaches getting fired left and right. So that means that there is no building no more. They don't have the temperature. They don't even have the patience to allow you to do that anymore. So how is it the coach's fault when they're bringing you in because they're firing guys like Jimbo Fisher, right? Who's in a winning season.
Prime and Jimbo Fisher, they're not the same.
I can answer that for you.
No, I'm just trying to give a perspective. I'm not trying to compare coaches. I'm just saying coaches are getting fired and some of these coaches are having a winning season, right? So how is it the coach's fault? We're leaning so much on the Coach Prime, and he's trying to keep his job and win right now. So
because the goal is different.
Let me go after him.
No, JR Boxing. It was JR Boxing. I gotta get to him first.
All right.
Yeah, to me, expectation management, right? So what's the expectation for CU? Because I heard everybody mention Georgia, Alabama. The expectations for Georgia and Alabama is a national championship. So, of course, they're going to flood with high school recruits because they're an established winning program. They're going to flood it. The formula works. They're putting people in the NFL all the time. When you comparing CU to schools like that, it just like make my ears like, because CU is far from that. So what's the expectation for CU? To me, the expectation is maybe 6, 7, 8, 8-win season. Now, when you get to where you can sustain 6, 7, 8 wins, now you can go to that 80% high school recruitment of talent. But because if you go 80% right now and he turn out another 3-win season or 4-win season, he fired.
Right.
So you gotta kind of float the boat.
Well, hold on, JR. If he keeps this same formula going that he just had, he will be fired as well. He had a run. He came off. Hold on, think about it.
But hold on. Let me ask you a question. So if they finish the season 6-6, is that not okay? Well, you finished the season 6-6. You building something because he did it last year. He brought.
No, he was supposed to build off of last year, not this year.
I understand, but you lost a tremendous amount of talent last year as well. So if you're looking at a team that's already sustained, like look at Miami. Miami was already a sustainable program. All they had to do was bring in another quarterback. Unfortunately, they missed on this quarterback. But guess what Miami going to do next year? They're going to try to bring in another quarterback because their program is already built and sustainable. Guess what? Mario Cristobal, when he got to Miami, they were a 6-win, 7-win team. So if you already have something in motion, Coach Prime trying to get something in motion to 6 or 7 wins.
Right.
I think the guy that got on here, DJ or JD. When he said that 9-win season, that was an anomaly. It was an anomaly. They won 4 games with the same guys, came back and won 9 games. That's an anomaly. That doesn't always happen. That's not always the end game. That doesn't happen with everybody.
All right.
You look at Kirk Cinetti.
Can I chime in?
Can I go now?
Kirk Cinetti is the anomaly.
All right, JR Boxing, wrap it up.
Lincoln Riley the first year, he won a lot of games and then lost real bad the next 2 years.
Can I?
All right, JD, go ahead.
All right. So
and then Tim.
I agree with the guy who spoke before me. The thing is, the expectation is for CU. What he's trying to do is establish, get a team back to relevancy as far as
Seeking
like
God Film says it's a bold game.
yeah, they right now their expectation is to have a winning season, get to a bowl game at least 2 or 3 years consistently before they start trying to even think about national championship or think about playoff contention. The problem is Prime went into this thing from day one thinking we gonna go from 0 to 100. You know, you try to take the fast route to get there instead of building on building blocks. He thought he's gonna just turn it around and get to a national championship like he did at Jackson State, but it's a whole different type of task that you're dealing with, whole different type circumstances. So when you can't compare CU to Georgia and these upper echelon schools, so that's why I agree with the other gentleman. You have to build it through high school. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to
Are
lose.
y'all not crazy with those hard numbers though?
No,
Come on now.
it's not. I'm gonna tell you
80,
why.
70%.
Just listen. It's not crazy because your goal is different. Your goal is to get to a bowl game to win.
That's not realistic though.
No, it is. I'm telling you why. Because you had to start solid. You had to have high school players that you get in there and you develop them. That's another thing he's like. It's development. He wants these portal players because you don't have to develop them. They just plug and play. And the thing is, when you have a high school player, you have to train them how to be a college player. You had to do the preparation. And the thing is, if you establish that, if you go to the high school route and you get those numbers, even though they are high numbers, 80%. But the thing is, if they come up together, right, and you keep farming them, you can get and establish something, and therefore the portal will be a lot easier because now your goal is championship and not just bowl games. So basically, all in all, you have to go that's high numbers because you have to train them all up so they can come up and understand the culture. So then now the juniors can train up the freshmen and the seniors can train up the freshmen and those upperclassmen and to keep going like that. And that's not what he's doing. So that's what I want to say.
Let me piggyback off that point.
Hey, hold on.
He's saying exactly what I'm trying to say.
Hey.
Tim, you can go after DMT.
Okay.
Look, so it's simple. If you don't, you ain't got to compare it to the major big schools, right? So we're talking about schools like Indiana. We're talking about schools like Utah. Teams in the Big 12. These teams are all still signing 20-plus high school players. TCU has 31 commits in their class last year. You beat TCU in year one. Baylor 23, Kansas State 26, Arizona State 24, West Virginia 27. These are all schools that you should be competing with. You on their level. Indiana was not a top 10 program when Cignetti took over. Yeah, he supplemented the portal his first year, but now he's going back and getting 20, 25 guys out of high school. Because why? Like he mentioned, you want to build your culture. By year one, if Prime would have came in and said, okay, look, I'm going to get some guys I need. I'm going to clean out this roster. I'm going to go through the portal. Cool. But that 24 class, he should have been ready to sign the following year. It should have been deep. He should have been trying to get 30 or 40 high school players because these guys are going to be my foundation going forward. That way, when he went into the 24 season, all those guys would have got to learn under Shedeur, under Travis,
right,
under all the guys that were just going to that 9-win season. They would have been on the roster, building, learning together, going through football school in the summer, going through spring ball, ready to come in for the 25 season. But because he didn't get enough guys, he had to go bring in another group out of the portal. And these are all new people, new faces, guys that didn't really grind together.
Mercenaries.
Summer is not enough to build a team. Like Ray Lewis came and spoke to the team saying, y'all all a bunch of individuals. This is how you get a bunch of individuals because you're bringing in mercenaries from all these other different places that don't really fit. When you should be bringing in guys that are mercenaries, but they got to fit into what the culture you already got built. That's part of the problem. So we're looking at North Carolina. Even Bill Belichick, he's about to sign 40-some high school players. He gets it. Yeah, they're going to suck this year, but he knows in 2 years, they probably going to have a really good, solid foundation because he got all these high school players. So that's how you got to do it.
All right, Tim, go ahead. And then I got to play this clip, and then we got to wrap up.
Okay, cool. I agree with the last two gentlemen, and JR, I agree with you too, brother. The foundation, that's why I say 80%. The foundation, if you look at it, if you was to ask yourself a question, how far off is Colorado from being bowl eligible each and every year? If you look at the Big 12 right now, BYU has a young team, and look where they're standing in the AP poll. They're going to be great next year. Look at Cincinnati. they're going to be great next year. Texas Tech. A lot of these teams are only off by maybe a few players. Colorado is off by an entire roster almost.
Facts. Real shit.
So therefore,
I hate that you guys are making some good points. I like it, but I hate it.
Right.
So therefore,
I hate it, man.
But you're
so
right.
therefore, 80%, you have to have a solid foundation. If you can show where you are trending toward, then it makes it a lot easier because I feel like the Gold Jackets with high school students outweigh the money versus the other way around. But that's why I stand on that.
All right, so East Coast Cab, you wanna ask something before I play this clip, bro?
Yeah, real quick. Somebody put a comment in the chat about Juju possibly leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with that. Like, I feel like they don't develop players enough. This not going into the portal. I get that right now we're in a mercenary stage all across college football with this mercenary thing, but at some point, like, you're gonna have to develop players. Like, you're gonna have to develop them. And like I said before, the reason why he was able to get away with this at Jackson State is because he was able to out talent and pull the talent. He was able to win off of talent. But now that you're on the FBS level, you got to scheme for these teams. And my last thing, I'm gonna leave it at this because the stock market is killing me right now. You got that coaching staff got to go.
Hey, who's your president?
Huh?
Nothing. Go.
Ain't got nothing to do with the president. That's just how the market is. But I know where you're going with that.
I was on it early this morning, East Coast. I sold so much. I was like,
oh my God, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The stocks are right now oversold. But anyway, the thing is, he got to get rid of that staff. Got to go, man. Sherman, Rod Livingston, and the thing is, you got to let people, whoever you get as an OC in your DC next, you got to let them bring in their staff. Let them bring in their people.
In year one, man. We said that in year one.
Yeah, you got to let them bring their people in, because even when Coach Prime came to Colorado, he didn't keep none of the staff that was there. He got rid of them jokers because they were 1-11. It's like if Harry B goes to take over J.P. Morgan Chase as the CEO,
or Buffington Prime.
All right, be careful. Now you go over there and you take over the a new company. You're not gonna keep the people that were there that were losing the money. You're gonna put your people in. So Prime got the only two people I would probably keep that he has now is Warren Sapp and Marshall Faulk, because they got names. They could be assistants like they already are. Everybody else,
I'll get rid of them first. Those will be the first to go.
I ain't mad at you.
Can I make one more point before you play the video? I agree with
we went out of time, guys. We only got 10 minutes, but hurry up.
All right, let me say I agree with that, because I think the Gold Jackets are more influential to the high school students, because they're more persuasive. I would say that right now I think that Dabo Swinney should be doing what Prime is doing, and Prime should be doing what Dabo is doing, because Dabo's still hitting the high schools instead of hitting the portal, and Prime should be doing what Dabo is doing. So that's all I wanted to say. That's really what's their issue. If they swap mentalities, then they would have success. So that's all I got.
I didn't have a lot of time to push back on the 80% because I feel like, you guys are making some good points, but we have to be fair to the situation, because a lot of these guys, a lot of y'all who are talking now were saying you need time to build, and Coach Prime was trying to get, he was trying to fast track his situation because CU was in the dumps. Now, is he the victim of his own words? Yeah, just like Cavs' favorite president, Donald Trump. Sometimes you are the victim of your own words, because you say you wanted to win right now, and then you're not necessarily winning right now. You get rid of a lot of people now. The naysayers, I call a lot of y'all detractors, are now looking like y'all geniuses, but just talking about regular stuff. This is regular stuff. How you built a team from the ground up is, not necessarily the 40-40-20 plan. You got to build in a whole nother way. And unfortunately, Prime did not come in swinging like that. He came in swinging a whole nother way, and unfortunately, is ready by him right now. But let's listen to this clip. I think what does it say? The title of this clip it says Coach Prime on changes to the coaching staff. I might have already done it, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and play it. Changes to the coaching staff.
Hey, I don't do that kind of stuff. I do it, and I let you guys still take shots. You don't even know you may be shooting at the wrong target. So some things take place that you may not be privy to.
At what point would we figure? At what point would they be changes that we do notice? Though?
That's up to you to notice. They may have already happened.
Yeah, he's been a little how do you call it? Prom trickery.
Selling whoop tickets. That's what he's doing. He's selling whoop tickets.
Yeah, that's a little weird to say the least, because it's up to y'all to notice. I don't know that that's how I would frame something like that. If he's getting rid of somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you getting rid of him? You know, you got to tell the fan base something, because the whole idea of a head coach is to give confidence to the fan base, keep them where they're at, but also to communicate to the media, let them know what's going on. I guess the state of the union, the state of the program.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking like the way Prom is talking, is kind of deceitful, because you're like, what in the world does that even mean? Are you just saying that if you look on the sideline and you don't see that coach, then it already happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that that's how a head coach should move. And let's go down the line. We get JR Boxing, JD's, Ty Smith, and then we get final thoughts. JR Boxing, what are your thoughts on how Coach Prime is moving with the information he's dropping?
Yeah, look, to me, he moving like he kind of scared. Like he in uncharted like waters, right? He used to controlling the situation. Now the situation is like.
You think Rick George stepped in the background?
You say what?
You think Rick George stepped in already?
I mean, absolutely. Look, that's why I say I started earlier by saying this on Rick George. Like when you got alumni saying, man, players don't know the fight song and this and that, that means something to the alumni. And guess who the alumni are? They are the people that pour into money into the school. Let them stop putting in money. If I'm cutting a $5 million check for the school, and you telling me players can't do this and the coach can't agree to this, my $5 million is going to turn into $1 million. So let that money stop coming in. That's a problem for Rick George. That's a problem for Coach Prime. And then to answer East Coast Kev question earlier, when he said, are the inside people, as far as the reporters, like scared of Coach Prime? Initially, they were. 2 years ago, yeah. Now they don't care no more, because you can tell by the questions that's being asked.
Because he's not winning. When he was winning, and he was
care no more.
When he was winning, and he was like, "I got time today," slapping desk.
They were scared then.
Yeah.
They
now
let them go East Coast.
Now they're like, "Look, you losing. So what you gonna do to us?" JD, what is your thoughts on what Coach Prime is saying about this coaching movement or whatever is going on at CU? We don't know because he didn't say it.
I just think he's just being a media bully, because you know his name. I mean, I think the thing is, man, he know his name is really bigger than the CU program. And somebody said that Rick George is stepping in. I think the opposite. I think that it's the fact that Deion is saying that, like, basically, I mean, as far as on the football field, I brought entertainment. I brought the name up of CU, even though, like, you know, they haven't been winning a lot, you know, through these 3 years or whatever the case may be, but. He brought the economic money and all this, you know, to Boulder and all that, brought the names, brought the notoriety up. And it's like, well, you know, what can you tell me? You know what I'm saying? I'm the Gold Jacket, and I think he's using his name, his brand, his image to basically, you know, to bully everybody around. That's what I think. I don't think it's really nothing you can really that Rick George can tell him besides the fact, well, if you don't do this, then the alumni is going to not, you know, spend money. He's like, well, if they don't spend money, then I can just leave, because he already going through health issues anyway. So, you know, really, Deion really saved Rick George's job. It's not like Rick George is saving Deion's job, because from what I heard, Rick George is getting ready to get fired before he brought Deion. That's why he made the call, the hire. So I don't.
All right.
In my opinion, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, okay. Ty Smith.
Hey, pressure busts a pipe. I look at it like this. When you come out and tell everybody, I think this team is better than last year's team with Travis and Shedeur, now the outcome is totally different. Cap. So now I feel like, you know, yeah, you are Deion Sanders. Yes, you are a Gold Jacket. Just because you're a Gold Jacket doesn't mean that you can coach it. You were just you was great at your position.
Mm.
You know, you was great at your position. So therefore, I look at it like that pressure is coming down on him, man, and it's heavy. And it's heavy. And I feel like he'll leave before he be embarrassed.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
honest.
Are y'all telling me that his mouth cash wrote a check that anyway?
Exactly.
DMT, nobody finished that comment.
Yep.
I was thinking, did I say that out loud? DMT, what's your thoughts, man?
All I'm gonna say is I've been a fan of college football a long time, and Prime is finding out college football is cutthroat. It's very volatile. They love you 1 minute. It's a "what have you done for me lately" kind of game in business, especially with these boosters that's giving all this money. So these little lackadaisical comments that he's always giving, these little arrogant. I'm gonna say something maybe controversial, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's stuff like this why a lot of these schools, especially in the South, are reluctant on hiring Black coaches because they don't want this kind of lackadaisical stuff. What do you mean the students don't know the fight song? What do you mean the players don't know the fight song and we're losing? That's nonsense to them because a lot of them live and die by that university. They bleed that university. Their grandparents went to that university. Their parents went to that university. Their kids going to that university. It means a lot more to them than Prime. We're just like, hey, look, I'm here to coach a football team and collect a check. We're here to win a few games. Like, it means so much more to them than that. And that's college football across the board, especially in the South. Like, people are like, man, he should have got the Auburn job in Florida State. He couldn't do that kind of foolishness he doing at CU over down there. Yep. He would have been fired in year 2. They don't play that. They don't play you not abiding by the tradition of the university. You're never, I don't care who you are, if you're a Hall of Famer, God's gift of football, you are never going to be bigger than the university under no circumstances. And I think Prime, in his mind, is like, well, look, I've done all this for the school. I brought money to the team and to the city. You know, I made y'all relevant again. Well, they kind of falling right back into that irrelevancy because they're not winning football games. So Prime need to humble himself, do some self-evaluation and figure out, hey, do I want to be a brand? Do I want to coach football games? Do I want to win football games? Because right now it seems like he's battling between that. And a lot of people, I think the media, the fans, the boosters are all wanting the same thing. Is he really trying to coach and win football games right now? He got to figure it out.
I think, I want to say this real quick. I think the biggest issue is the fact that he don't need Colorado. Colorado needs him. He don't need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he whether he leave Colorado today or tomorrow, he going to be Prime. He going to be rich. He's still going to be on commercials. He's still going to get brand deals. He's still going to be this and still be that. Once he leave Colorado, Colorado is going to be back to who they were, 1-11, 2 and whatever. And you know what I'm saying? So I think that's how he coaching. Like, in my opinion, he coaching like, I'm just doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just something extra for me, not just because I need it. Like, these other coaches, they coach this way because this is how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? If they get fired, yeah, they still gonna make their little money. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they do. This is, they was bred to do this. Like, Prime wasn't born and bred to do this. And,
all right,
and
guys,
I think
we're running out of time. Okay, East Coast Cav, your thoughts on what Prime said? I'm not sure if you went, but go ahead if you haven't gone. If not, then we can do final thoughts.
Yeah. Oh my God, Coach. I told you, like I said, he plays the media like a fiddle. Okay, he plays them like a fiddle. This is why I asked in the beginning.
It's like Donald Trump, isn't it? Like, come on, be fair. Be fair now.
Joe Biden, what? Oh, okay.
I said Donald Trump. You don't play the media like Donald Trump.
I think you said Joe Biden. Yeah. Anyway, he plays the media like a fiddle, and the thing is, this was I said this on other platforms. This was going to be the year where you could find out with Shedeur leaving, Travis leaving, Shiloh, whatever. This was going to be the year to find out whether he can coach or not. This was going to be the year, and right now it's coming to fruition. I mean, like I said, my only thing is what he said on the platform is like I asked the question in the beginning: are they afraid to lose access? Like, if they ask him the wrong question, if they move him the wrong way, are they afraid they're going to lose access to Coach Prime? Like I said, my bottom line is I just hope that he gets rid of that staff and he brings in college coaches. This NFL experiment is over. Okay? I hope he brings in college coaches that can coach college, get rid of the friends, put them in the friend zone so we can get in the end zone. And that's it. That's my only thing. I got to go, man, because the stock market is getting crazy.
Hey, blame that on your president. Anyways, final thoughts. Let's get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for being on here. I do appreciate y'all for coming on here and sharing your time with me. JD, we're gonna start with you. Final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I gave mine, man. Like I said, man, he coached like he don't need this job, man. The other coaches, man, they do this because they're born, bred, and true, and not new to this. So, yeah, that's my final thoughts, man.
All right, Ty Smith, what's your final thoughts? Let's get up out of here, brother. Ty Smith is. Oh, go ahead.
Great show, Harry. Hey, I enjoyed talking to all the guys on the panel. I'm just sitting back watching, seeing how this thing unfold. Whether he's going to have Julian Lewis red shirt, or is he going to play the last couple of games of the season? And if they can retain a lot of those guys that they bought in, like Julian Lewis, Jordan Seaton, Marion Miller, just want to see how this thing going to unfold at the end.
Yeah, I still got a little bit of faith in Coach Prime if he makes the right moves. But hey, man, he is a little hard-headed, but that's why we love him. DMT, final thoughts, please. Let's get up out of here, brother.
Please don't waste the careers of Jordan Seaton, Julian Lewis, and Marion Miller. I'm just praying the brother recruits, gets better for next year so those boys can actually have a good college career. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you guys made a lot of good points today. I do appreciate y'all. Coach Prime he's a man of many talents. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that he's a really bad coach. He's a man of many talents, and he can pull this thing out. I believe he has the wherewithal. He has the gift to do it. He has a big heart, and I think that usually gets in the way because you want to kind of like help people out that needs the career jump or the career boost, but they may not be the necessary. They may not necessarily be the best person for that specific position. Especially if you're trying to build a program like Colorado from the bottom up. It's not time for you to bring people in, a bunch of guys that don't have the resume, to just have them on staff trying to help them. I say maybe get to a place where you already established the program, you already established the culture, and you already established the fight song, and then you bring them in and you try to help them, one at a time. And then because of the connections you have with different schools and opportunities opening up with different staffs and whatnot, you start making connections, you start making recommendations for your other friends, but trying to line them up on one team and they don't know the schemes, that may not be the right thing. So, all right, man. So, like East Coast Cap said, man, put them in the friend zone so that we can get up in the end zone. But so let's get up out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm out of here. Have a great day. Peace. Ty Smith, holler at you.